All right, welcome everyone to another episode of YuSkool. To all who shall see these present greetings, today is Thursday, 324 days until Christmas. This show will start in the matter of 10, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. And this just happens to be episode number 64. So we will introduce the table. We will start with myself at home plate. Yes, it is me, the Turkey Machine, Al Baby, Reverend Al, Sweet Al, Al Pastor, DJ Sticky Buttons, etc., all names I've given myself. To my right at first base is A Malicious and Pork Chop. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And to her right on second base, Mama Amelia, I'm sorry, I messed it up.
Doy. But I also just remembered new Instagram influencer.
Oh, yes.
At the Collective Hearth, just in case you want to follow me on the gram.
I actually really enjoy that. I looked at some of your arrangements. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I like today's spring setup.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Thanks.
I have to take a peek at this. I have not seen this.
I'm enjoying it. I mean, I already grammed a lot, but then I was following all these home decor people, and then I just decided that I was going to throw my hat in the ring.
So what is
I've
your
got about 100 followers. I'm big time now.
No big deal. You could pay for followers.
I don't think I'll do that.
No.
No.
It's like $500
Like buying friends
for 1,000, I think, is what it comes out to.
People really pay.
People really pay. You can Google it.
Wow.
It's
right now I just get people wanting me to add to their little I don't know what you even call it. It's like a day and you post and then you tag all the people. But those people are the ones that are getting all the followers because you have to follow them to join.
Oh, they got
And so that's the racket. So I just need to find some friends I can make my own little deal, whatever it's called.
What's your handle again?
At the Collective Hearth.
At the Collective Hearth. So everybody go to at the Collective Hearth.
And that's the @ sign, not AT. But so I chose that name because of I like to decorate mantles.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of names that are already taken out there, and I'm not that creative, so this is what I came up with.
By the way, yesterday I was very impressed with your candlestick holder collection.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Very nice.
Hoarder.
You've really been checking this out.
Yesterday, yeah.
Alan came by while I was reorganizing my cupboards.
I swung by, had a couple brewskis with the Vin Units.
Yeah.
Checked out the premises, and which we're going to get into one of the things that we're going to talk about. But while we're doing that, she was rearranging the cupboards
In my garage.
in her garage, and
I made it a productive visit while you were there.
she worked the whole time.
Good job.
I sat back and drank a couple beers, and I had a couple White Claws.
Did you really? Oh, you found those? Those are Fred's, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're in the bottom. He came over one night.
Tangerine, I
Yeah.
think they were. Anyways, sat back, and she said, "What do you think about my candlestick holder collection?" I thought, not bad. I only saw this part of it, but I didn't see what was over on the other side of her golf cart. She had 50
There's
more.
probably that many. I use them. I use almost everything in my cupboards.
Emily's a collector.
I
She's
am.
always been.
But one good
Crafty.
party and all that stuff comes out and you use it.
And who's going to be calling you?
Everyone.
Everyone's going to call you just to
Should
set
start
up.
your own rental business.
I know. Because I don't want to sell it because then I don't have it anymore.
Rental.
Then the hunt begins all over again.
We kind of talked about this yesterday, by the way.
I should do it.
You should.
Collective Hearth Rental's on its way. Let me know.
All right, everyone. We are going to talk a little bit about this crazy storm that we just had. So we survived the storm, and I would say from outside of my window, it sounded like 150 mile per hour winds.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a week and 2 days ago? It was on Tuesday, right?
But I think the winds were about
Tuesday.
35,
They were.
somewhere around there.
Rick was really concerned that my chickens were going to come out of their coop and just open their wings and get flown away by the tornado in The Wizard of Oz. And people lost barns.
Yes.
Over on Highland, there was a whole entire metal shed barn that got picked up and turned upside down.
Right.
Did you go by and see
It
it?
was like a kite.
I think we drove by it like 4 times just to look at it because it was like, it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't lose barns. We lost pieces of our barn top.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
The metal shingles flew off, but no, our barn still stands.
But you both have something in common. You both lost your fence.
Yes.
I lost a fence. And I used to be a good thing when I was making signs because that would be like prime material.
Sure.
I love the old fence wood, but it's not so great when you lose it between your most annoying neighbor. We will call him Huey.
Huey. Okay.
And now we really need to replace our fence because it's been down for about a week.
Is Ricky handy? Or are you going to have to call in?
Rick?
No,
Call
Rick
on somebody.
used to put fence in for a living, and we've told Huey that
Duh.
multiple times, and he still insists on being part of it.
Oh, because you have to share it?
Yeah. We've
you have
known
to-
this fence is going for a long time, but like we don't want to work with him. And so we've been avoiding it. Well, the wind took care of it. It blew it against his motorhome, his cousin Eddie motorhome. And now I've got out my kitchen window a nice view of his motorhome every day.
Don't go fall in love with that thing. Ashley said, because I came home and I told Ashley about the fence.
Uh-huh.
And she said that fence was never really that great, apparently back in the day or something.
Well, it's made out of really good planks. It's made out of 12-inch redwood, the thick ones. Like they don't make them like that anymore. So we're saving them, and we're gonna rebuild the frame with new wood, and then use the planks what we can. And I've actually got a handle on another fence that went down, that some extras in case we need it.
By the way, for the listeners who are questioning why I said my wife knows about Emily's fence, my wife grew up in Emily's house when she was a kid.
I like to keep it in the family.
Emily and her husband bought the house.
Yes.
So now they're in the house. So that explains that. But Amalicious, pork chop,
Yeah,
you lost your fence as well.
did. 2 pieces, 2 parts. The side gate, which is back in action now.
Okay.
Steve finished that today.
Got to have it.
And then the back fence.
Got to respect the back
Fell
fence.
right onto the kids' sandbox. We got that cleared out. Now we're pushing it back.
Extension.
New projects.
New projects.
So
Those are fun.
you took something negative and turned it into a positive is what you're saying.
Sure.
But now do you have
But
to
it's-
extend the sprinkler system, the lawn?
Nope. So we got a redwood there. We got a sandbox already. So we're just going to push out the sandbox, move the dog kennel back there. So it's kind of out of the way.
Oh, you got a dog.
We do. We got 2 dogs, yellow lab and a Boston Terrier.
Nice.
Yep.
Outside dogs, inside dogs?
Outside dogs. Boston Terrier was inside, but it bit my oldest son, so it was removed.
Oh, no.
He's now outside. And he's old, and he's deaf, and he's blind.
Oh, so he's kind of
So he's on the outs, but
on his way out.
really didn't think he'd make it through the winter last year, but he's still kicking.
I don't know if I've been on since we lost Old Blue. Old Blue had to go I don't know, about a month ago. So at least I'm not dealing with a loose dog, senile dog, on top of that with a loose, an open fence.
Yeah, that's the problem is they're in the kennel and they bark, and I don't want to go out there and have to watch them
Yeah.
because Molly will run away. So
Old
Yeah,
Blue-
we're going dogless for a while.
So Old Blue, though, let's real quick on Old Blue. Fun fact: I found Old Blue in Chowchilla,
Now brought him into my life.
and I brought him home. And this dog, what kind of dog is he?
Basset Hound.
Basset Hound. So he's about 2 foot tall, very short, very long, a thick dog with really long ears. And I look out my window because I wasn't going to put him inside. So I put him in the bed of my truck, and I look out my window, my mirror, and I see this dog with these ears that's flying down 99 because it's an hour and a half trip from Chowchilla to Ribbon. So I'm thinking, I hope this dog doesn't jump out on 99.
So you pulled over and you put him in the cab,
Nope.
right? Oh,
Nope.
Oh no, he was gross when you first found him.
He was full of ticks.
oh.
like bad. So
Were his lips flapping too? Because usually the lips go flapping and the ears are going. And he barked the whole. Like he loved a truck ride though. Like he lived for those things.
I can't remember, but
he probably did.
I'm sure his lips were flapping in the wind. But I thought, oh no, I don't want to see this dog fall out the back of my truck down 99, going like 60 miles per hour because I don't want him to fall out. And he's just like hanging out the side. He like loved it. And then I see I have a toolbox in the back of my truck. He jumps on top of my toolbox, puts his feet on top of the cab. Like, this is why this dog is out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, we figured it out real quick because he was a runner. And we figured it out why nobody wanted him or why he was lost because he ran away. And then not too long after we lost him, I saw another dog running down the road and I was like, oh no, I am not stopping for this dog. But as we got up closer, I was like, oh crap, it's Robin Booth's dog. I'm like, oh, that's Diesel. And so we pulled over and he got in the car. I'm like, I got to return this dog. His house just burned down. I got to bring him home.
So Diesel was out running?
Mm-hmm. Like quite a way. He was still on West Ripon, but he was still quite a ways away from home.
That's like the cutest little dog in the world.
I know, but I was not going to sign up for another runner dog. So I was going to let somebody else deal with it. I don't pick them all up whenever, like that's somebody else's forte.
That is a English bulldog? Or?
He's super cute. Heavy as a
He's
mofo.
Very rolly too. His skin is rolly.
He grew fast.
So with all this talk on the storms, and we survived the storm, we have a local hero that I didn't hear about this story. My wife kind of told me about it briefly, and as she's telling me the story, it's a pretty emotional story. It's kind of a crazy, cool story. So we're gonna have him come on the podcast right now. I will give him a call right now.
The name of the article was The Day I Died, right?
The Day I Died. Yeah.
Some of you might recall.
Jared, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. All right, everyone. Welcome, Jared Heinrich, local hero.
Hi, Jared.
Hello, Jared.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Hey, so we got Amy Vandermeulen, otherwise known as Pork Chop. And we have Emily Van Uden, otherwise known as Mama Amelia, and myself, the turkey machine. Sorry, I almost forgot my nickname there. So we want to welcome you on. We haven't really talked about your story. We were talking about storms and how we had some snow come in, some fresh powder come in, and you took the day and you went up, took your family or friends, right, up to Dodge Ridge.
Yes. Yep. Last Thursday, the powder pigs went up to get some powder, you know?
The powder pigs.
Absolutely.
All the farmers and the firefighters, huh?
I like that.
100%, man.
So you guys went up. First run of the day?
Yeah. So they had a kind of a delayed opening. Well, first of all, it was a total bang getting up there.
Really?
Yeah. Highway 108 past Long Barn was pretty much a one-way. One lane, I should say. So if someone was coming down as we were all going up, there was really no room.
And you had, so you went up that morning. And
yeah, Thursday morning.
How long did it take you to get up there?
We got there probably around 9:30. We left at the normal time of about 6. So what is that? About 2.5 hours.
Gotcha.
So it took probably an hour longer than normal, which was actually pretty good considering all things.
So you're on your first run of the day. You're going up the chairlift.
Excited for some fresh pow.
You got it. It was pretty epic, you know. So yeah, they had a delayed opening. It was like probably 10:30 by the time we actually got on the lift.
Okay. And so walk us through what you see.
Yeah, so we're about 2/3 of the way up on chair 3, and some of the first skiers and boarders were getting off the lift and starting to get first tracks on that stuff, and everybody was super excited. You know, there was some whooping going on, and everybody was pretty stoked. It was still snowing pretty good too. Anyway, so we're watching the first few skiers start to emerge over the crest of the hill, and we are right basically where chair 3 kind of starts to get to the top of the face run. I was riding with Brock DeYoung on the chairlift, and Brent DeYoung and Vernon Henley were in front of us. And that was the group up there that day. So we're watching the skiers and boarders come down the mountain, and we're watching this one snowboarder. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He's carving it up pretty good, and he's heading right toward Face Rock. And everybody's kind of stoked for him because we can see what he's going to do. He's going to launch off this rock. I think it's 20 feet tall, but I've heard it's 30 feet tall. So. But so he does. He goes for it. He launches off of this thing, and as he does, we hear his board scrape rock, which is not, I guess, super uncommon, but sometimes that can happen. But it's what happened, and looked like it made him unbalanced, and it made him. We call it Whirly McDervish. When something like that happens.
Oh, Whirly McDervish.
I've done it. I know what you're talking about.
Does that mean when your arms are flapping out to the side?
Yep,
And you're
that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So he got a little Whirly McDervish in air there, and he ended up basically getting inverted and just auguring head first into this is Justin,
Right.
This board, we later found out this boarder's name was Justin, so I'm going to refer to him as Justin from now on.
Oh, okay.
Justin augured head first into that snow below that face rock, and it was extra deep there just because of the way the snow drifts. And the only thing that we could see at that point was just the very top of his board across the top of the snow. And
crazy.
Yeah. And it was moving back and forth a little bit. It's like he was struggling to get out.
So he's face first in fresh, soft powder, and he can't do anything. He's helpless, pretty much.
Well, we pretty much recognized that he was in big trouble right away,
Yeah.
And so we started to call for other skiers to go over there and help him. Our chair had paused, unbelievable. Our chair had paused right there in front of the face rock. For some reason, someone missed it, maybe fell getting on or off the lift. And so we were just swinging in midair there when this happened. So we were just stuck there watching it for probably, 30 seconds or so. And so we were hollering other skiers to go over there and give them a hand, told them there's a buried snowboarder under that rock. And so we did. We got a couple of skiers to kind of listen to us. They didn't know what we were talking about right at first, but they ended up looked like heading that way. But we were now, the chair was now running, and we were heading back up to the top. Gotcha. So a little kind of a helpless feeling,
Yeah, for sure.
So you're wishing at that time you could get that chairlift to go as fast as possible because you know what's happening, and you're I'm sure anxious as all get out because you are.
Yeah. So yes, all that was going through my mind. In fact, we all actually later contemplated, we thought about maybe jumping off the lift where it gets closer to ground level there. But I'm glad we didn't follow through with that. That would have been a mess.
How long from the point you saw him to the point you got to him did it take?
That's hard to say, but if I had to guess, by the time he landed until the time that we got to him on our skis, could have been anywhere between 6 minutes.
Oh.
Maybe 5-6 minutes.
Oh boy.
Something like that.
Wow.
But then that wasn't it. mean, I was about 8 feet below him when I skied up there, and I had to get up to where he landed in order to help him, and that wasn't easy because the snow was just so deep. I was going to try to traverse sideways on my skis. It usually does work, but it just wasn't working that day. So I kicked off my skis, and next thing you know, I'm like chin deep in powder. Sunk straight down. So I got back to my skis, got kind of on them, and then just started to kind of crawl toward him. I crawled over Brock's skis, and then there was one other guy that was just up from him that I crawled over his skis too. Say, hey, I'm going to use your skis as a bridge. So I just continued crawling toward him. And meanwhile, as I pulled up to him, there was one of the kids that we had yelled to. He ended up being a 16-year-old named Ben. He had got to him and was starting to dig Justin out at that point. So Ben was already there when we rolled up, already digging.
Had he made some good headway there?
He had made a dent in it.
Okay.
He had made a dent in it, but that was a lot of snow to move. So by the time I got there, we dug together and we started to get down to it. It was pretty easy to dig through. It wasn't the lightest snow, but it wasn't the heaviest snow either that day.
So now how many people right now are helping out dig them out?
Well, at that point, there was really 2 of us. There was one more. I think it was one of Ben's friends, maybe 16-year-old that was there that maybe was helping. But there was someone behind me that was also taking the snow away. I think Brock was one of them that was behind me, that as I would take snow away, I'd put it behind me and then they would take it so that way it didn't pile up. It made it easier to remove that way. So I just continued digging until finally I covered his face and his face was blue and he wasn't, obviously breathing or moving or anything like that either. So we just had to uncover his shoulders really at that point. It just took another few seconds. And then we, 3 of us, were able to hoist him out of that hole he was in and get him kind of on it.
I couldn't even imagine this.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. But I didn't even hardly think at the time. It just kind of natural instincts was kicking in, just at that point.
So God had his way of having the right person at the right time in the right situation, because you're a firefighter, EMT, right? And this is what you do on the daily. And he happens to just have the chairlift stop. You see what happens, and then you do the rest from there. And you had friends there to help.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with everything you just said. So we got him out of that hole he was in. We kind of had a shelf there. The way we were removing the snow and the way people were taking it from us, we had a little shelf to work on there. And so I started chest compressions as soon as we got him out, and did that for I don't know how long, but I can tell you I was gassed by the time I knew I needed to look at his airway. So I switched with Ben. I think he was on the opposite side, and I said, "All right, Ben, you're up." So I gave him a 1-2 real quick on how to do CPR. He started. I coached him for a second. I said, "That's perfect right there. Keep doing that." And so I was able to go focus on getting Justin's airway open for him.
So when you say open his airway, what do you mean by how did you have to do that?
It's called a head tilt chin lift is a term for it.
Okay.
EMT jargon. So basically, you just if you put your chin on your chest, you guys want to try it. Put your chin on your chest. Your airway's closed. Now put your chin all the way up in the air, and you see how your mouth just automatically opens.
Oh yeah.
That is basically what you're doing. You're opening the airway that way.
All 3 of us are doing that right now, by the way.
So was there snow in there? Like, was there something blocking him?
No, there was no snow in his mouth or nose, actually. And I think that was partially because I think when he fell, I think that his chin or his head was forward and his chin was exactly as you just tried to do on your chest, and it kept his mouth closed. I think that's possibly what it was. So I don't even think he could open his mouth possibly after he fell down.
Wow.
So
anyway,
he woke up from the compressions?
No, he never regained consciousness on the mountain that day. But I understand.
But you got his heart beating again.
Yes.
Okay.
So back to the compressions, and that's why I opened his airway. And about 30 seconds or so after I opened his airway, he began to agonal breathe, which is kind of like your muscles and your body just trying to do what it is used to doing,
Right.
like almost muscle memory. So it's agonal breathing is not enough respirations to really keep you alive or anything like that, to give you sufficient oxygen, but it's a good sign. So the agonal breathing came back, and I switched with Ben. I gave him a break. I got back to do the compressions, and I don't know, sometime in that whole time frame right there, which is only probably 2 minutes, a ski patrol got there. And so he had some equipment. Actually, I think someone started handing him equipment, and at about the same time that they started handing him the equipment that I was asking for, which was a breathing device called a bag valve mask, and it's basically like external lungs that forces air into your body.
Okay.
About the time I was handed that piece of equipment, I didn't need it, or Justin didn't need it, because he was breathing normally.
Oh.
He was breathing about 12 or so respirations a minute, which is normal.
Wow.
So how long do you think he went without breathing? Really hard to say, but.
Well, I think that it was definitely over 10 minutes before I think we started CPR.
Which is crazy. The article I read that he's got no neurological any damage, and isn't it 4-6 minutes usually you get that you're not breathing, you get some type of brain damage?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of things out there that probably conflict with each other, but I've heard in some of my training that you have minutes until after 10 minutes, and then you have seconds before your brain starts to die from basically lack of blood flow and oxygen.
Yeah.
So after the 10-minute mark is when every second counts, basically. So we were right there. I know for a fact that we were right up against that. And
so how did you give chest compressions on powder, though? I don't get that.
Well, it wasn't as you would expect. As we were clearing the snow, this whole thing was a group effort. There was people that was clearing snow that kind of behind us, and when we pulled out, we had a shelf to work on, which was basically just almost like what's the word for it? Anyway, we had a flat area, and it was somewhat packed. The snow that day wasn't like Utah dry. It had a fair amount of moisture content, and you could form a snowball and pack a snowball, to give you kind of an idea of what kind of moisture was in it.
Right.
So by the time that we had got him out, we actually had a pretty solid area, and he wasn't moving. When I started chest compressions on him, he didn't move at all. Someone actually said, put his board under him, and I said, I don't think that's necessary. I think at one point, because he wasn't moving. That's the main thing, is if it's soft, like you don't do CPR on a mattress, like just as an example, you always take them to the floor to do CPR because you want those chest compressions to actually not get dampened by, springs or a soft surface.
Gotcha.
But no, it was sufficient to do CPR just right there where he was.
So in the meantime, somebody's calling 911, or did they already know that somebody was buried?
I think I glossed over that part. As Brock and I were getting off the chairlift, there was a ski patrol up there, and we told him real quick what we saw, and we told him, hey, we need help, and he said, got it. He said, I just got word of that, and I'm calling for help. So a ski patrol was somewhere up on top there that was radioing reinforcements and equipment, and I don't know, what all he was doing, but he was probably one of the first ones to get down there to us.
That's crazy.
So
That is crazy.
after the about the time that Justin started to breathe normally, and then he had a pulse. We checked the pulse, and he had a pulse again at that time. The color started coming back into his face during the compressions, in the first minute probably of compression. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
See that change. But yeah, his color came back fully. He was still unconscious. And after the breathing became normal, there was plenty of ski patrols to be had. They were rolling in. They had a sled nearby. We got the sled close and slid him over to that after we took his board off. And that's when one of the ski patrols asked some people to blaze a trail straight down the mountain, because we're still on face run, which I think I'm pretty sure it's a double black diamond. It's pretty steep, and there was 4+ feet of snow on it. So Vern, Brock, and Brent said 10-4, and they blazed the trail straight down the mountain there. Kind of
They said exactly that.
10-4.
They did.
That's affirmative. 10-4.
They pretty much did. And then so the ski patrol had him on that sled and just did a great job of getting him down that mountain. I was watching him as he took Justin down the mountain on that sled, and he just did a phenomenal job, because that's a handful.
Dang. So your natural instincts just kicked in. All your training just naturally kicked in, and you trained Ben to help you at the same time.
Yeah. I guess you could say that. Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, the kid never done it before, right?
You know what? I have not talked to Ben yet.
Oh.
I didn't even ask him really. I just said, you're doing compressions. And so I kind of just told him what to do, and he was doing it, and he did it great. I did coach him just a little bit. He was bending his elbows. When you're doing CPR, you don't want to bend your elbows. You want to keep your elbows locked, keep hands on top of each other, and just basically hands just upward from the bottom of the rib cage, basically, in the center of the chest. Basically, they basically teach you like nipple line, basically, is where you want to
Gotcha.
keep the compression. So, yeah, no, I guess you could say some of that is true.
So, for the listeners who are wondering, who haven't heard this story yet, we are happy to announce that Justin is home now and 100% healthy, correct?
Yes.
Wow.
There was took about 3 days of testing in the hospital where they kept him in a induced coma, sounds like. And so I have a friend that was a neighbor of Justin's parents, and so I was getting a little bit of information over the next 3 days, but not really anything positive. Really, it was just, hey, he's still at the hospital undergoing treatment. But it wasn't until that happened on Thursday. It wasn't until Saturday night that I found out that he was going to be okay.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then on Sunday, he got my number through that mutual friend, and he called me on the phone on Sunday, and we had about a half-hour conversation, and it was I'd say we became friends instantly. Just talked about the experience, and he basically said he doesn't remember anything of that day, and he just was thankful that people were there to help him, obviously.
Yeah.
So
And his wife.
a part of that story was his wife, and I think you're going to get to that point, was his wife was going to be going with him, but she had some equipment issues back at the bottom of the hill, so she stayed off. He went down the first run by himself.
Yep, that's correct.
And had she been with him, you know, I don't know if she could have helped too much, but maybe she could have got the attention of other people. But still, with you being there, with your experience and knowledge, that's good shit, Jared. That's awesome.
Well, like I said, I think it was orchestrated, you know.
Right.
There was a reason that, you know, we were swinging there in the breeze, and had front row seat for his spectacular jump, and so close to the top there, and you know, we're able to call Ben to go over there and start digging. You know, it was a miracle.
So
I don't know how else to put it.
do you guys have plans to meet in person?
Yeah, we were going to meet yesterday, but I got mandoed at the firehouse, so I couldn't go.
Uh-oh.
Had to go be a hero to someone else that day.
Even though
No, nonsense.
you're very humble about this, by the way.
Well, hey, I mean, how can you? It was a group effort. I'm not taking credit for anything. I think God put me there, and I think God put some other people in place, and there was just no doubt about it that Justin wasn't going to die on the slope that day. So
That's cool. Good
Heck
stuff,
of a
man.
story to tell the kids.
Yeah, that's a good story for the rest of your life too. You know,
absolutely.
you know, reading your story though, there's not really a dry eye when you get through the end of the story.
Oh
though.
no, I was bawling halfway through it, and Rick came home and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Jared, save somebody!" Like, here, you read it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, just so you know, I shed a tear or two along the way. So,
Oh, I bet. I just bet after like all the adrenaline stopped, you're just like full of emotion.
well, I'll tell you what. By the time I finally got down to the bottom of the hill, Brock, Brent, and Vern were waiting there, and I felt like I just ran a marathon.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So,
Did
but
you-
we just went ahead and sent it anyway. We
You
kept
sent it right
going.
back up the hill.
Yeah.
oh,
No,
man.
we kept going.
So you guys were able to ski that same day a little bit?
Yes, we did. We kept checking in with Ski Patrol on all that. I went into the office a couple times to see if they could give me information, and they wouldn't give you a whole lot of information. They had doctors. I actually talked to one of the doctors' wives that was there working on him. Yeah, so we were checking in throughout the day and through the days to come to find out his condition. But yeah, we were pretty much, once he got down to Ski Patrol headquarters there, we were pretty much on our own for the rest of the day. So we just took advantage of the snow that was there and just, kept praying for the adjustment to be okay.
Just a couple powder pigs going back down the hill, you know?
Bingo.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, I appreciate you coming on here with us and talking firsthand on your story, telling all the listeners about it. And if anybody wants to read this story, it's in the Modesto Bee. It's called The Day I Died. And it's written by, what's his name? Deke Farrow?
Deke Farrow, yeah.
Deke Farrow. So check that out. Google it. I'm sure anybody can find it, but We will let you get going, Jared. We appreciate it. Is there any other thing that we didn't ask you that we should know about, or?
Well, no, I just think that the only thing that I would say is that, I think that more people should learn how to do CPR. Hands-only CPR those classes are all over the place. They're readily available. It'll give people the confidence to step up when the time is there for them to help. Give them knowledge. And the other thing I would say is don't ski by yourself. Always have a partner, even on the days that aren't powder days, because you can hit a tree and all kinds of things can happen. So always buddy up out there.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Great advice. So yeah, we appreciate it, Jared.
And it can also happen to anybody, even if you are a championship snowboarder like Justin is. So
He's a championship snowboarder?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, he's a pro snowboarder.
So he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing in the story, that it said that he had been off that jump 100 times.
Yes, I think 1,000 times is what the quote I read.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be surprised, because he's local, and he has a job that gives him the freedom to coach a little POW every once in a while.
I love your lingo, by the way. Your snowboard lingo. That's great.
It's skier too. So.
Those guys are all skiers.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate it. We'll let you get back to it. We know you're a busy man, but we're proud to say that we know you, a local hero.
Right on, guys. Well, I'm going to have to check your podcast out.
Yeah. I sent you the link earlier today. So
I got it.
That is the podcast, and don't no judgment. I mean, it's just a bonehead podcast. So
that's all right. Jared will love it.
Hey,
it's perfect for him.
just so you know, I'm done with the news, so I've got to find a new hobby. So this might just be it.
There you go.
Local celebrity.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye, Jared.
Yep. See you guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye. That's awesome.
It
So
is crazy.
awesome.
I read the article and I just walked around the house just like, that is crazy. Just everything at the same time came together at the right moment.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like if someone didn't see him and he just stayed there. Like when would somebody have found him?
Well, say Jared and Brock, like a bird over here caught their eye.
Right.
And they're like, oh, check out that bird over there or something, awesome. No, they happen to be watching the one dude that needs to be watched at that time. Uh-huh. That's
it's a God.
crazy.
It's a God thing.
Definitely.
Yep.
100%. And to put him in the right spot, the right time, with the knowledge and his natural instinct, he knows what to do, when to do it, and to have other people. He had the muscle with him. He had Brock, Brent, and Vern to help pull, and that Ben kid pull the snow away. Yeah, it's crazy. So, like he said, he wasn't meant to die that day on the hill.
I know.
I think that's what gets me the most. It's like, it's just not his day.
Jared's a good talker, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to have him on the podcast.
he might need to be on the podcast.
I think I found a new.
Well, on top of being a firefighter and a hero, he is a farmer, so they know how to talk, just like all the rest of them.
That's the truth.
And a local powder pig.
He's probably got some good stories.
His ski snowboard lingo was great.
POW.
Little pow.
Yeah,
Powder pig.
pow.
I don't think I've ever boarded in that deep of snow, and I stayed away. This weekend was very tempting because last time we went, it was hard as ice. Like it was terrible, like right before the mud came, basically. But it was just like too powdery to even. I didn't want to drive in it going up there.
Yeah.
Even now this weekend, I still don't want to go up there. And
that was a storm of all storms, though. That was like
no. Well, they couldn't even open for a while because some trees went down like the week before, they had to clear a bunch of trees because their like communications were down because the trees blew out some lines
like
or
8
something.
feet or something like that.
And this is at Dodge Ridge. I don't know if we ever said where it was.
Dodge Ridge.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we said. See, I thought
What
maybe
do they call it? Twain Hart or something up there.
Well, I think that's where he was from, was Twain Hart. It's Justin.
But their families have cabins up there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if they were staying at the cabin and just got an early start at it. But
Sometimes
I did see some of that on KCRA or one of the news channels of the long traffic was just backed up.
Yeah, I have no desire to be in that.
Me neither. I don't even enjoy driving in the snow, period.
And like we used to do it all the time.
I know.
And we
No
probably
fear
did
back
it
then.
in like 2-wheel drive cars. And like I would never do that now. Like I remember going up with like Erica and Jeremiah and Matt, and we were in like what did he drive? Like basically like a Laredo. I don't know, like a 4-wheel.
It was a Blazer, right? Like
No,
a
no.
Trailblazer?
Jeremiah Ellis.
Oh.
He drove just like a granny getter, you know, and we had snowboards pushed in from the trunk through us in the middle, you know, through the little like drop down.
Whatever
seat.
it takes to get down that hill.
And we needed chains, and we didn't have money because we were in high school, and we had to trade our lunch to the chain gang that was putting them on right before we got up, like kind of by like Little Sweden, you know, like they'd pull you all over. And we're just like, we don't have any money. And so like the guy was, you know, a mountain guy working the chain gang. And he was like, well, what's in your lunch pail?
Are you
Really?
serious?
I swear. And like, I would never do that now, ever.
No.
You wouldn't trade your lunch, or you wouldn't?
I would trade my lunch in a heartbeat for a freebie, but not.
You wouldn't go there unequipped, unprepared?
No.
Yeah.
But like Amy and I used to drive up there all the time. One season we should have bought a season pass because we spent
we were going like
ungodly amount of money
a few times a month.
Really?
And we were 18.
Hitting up the Wednesday, like buy one, get one.
And like buying it at Save Mart on the way up there when it like you could buy the passes at Save Mart.
We were snow bunnies for sure.
We were like, weren't we like getting cash advances on our paychecks at Cups?
Yeah,
to pay for our lift tickets.
I believe so.
I mean,
That's
we
very
were
responsible.
or our nails. I mean, whatever. We're like,
Yeah.
can you pay me a little like 5 days early?
our checks never lasted long.
Were you guys going to Valley Sporting Goods getting your boards?
I
washed?
bought my
For
board
sure.
from them on the end of season sale for $125 for a board, binding, and boots. And it paid, you know, that was awesome. That was a great deal, I thought.
I remember Ben Cordial going up quite a bit too at that time. There was a whole group of people going up at that time. But I never got into it. I was too afraid of getting hurt.
I learned in high school because my parents never took us. And so it was like, you know, Danielle Coltrera and I went up and with the FFA first. And that was like, I don't know, like a field trip. And then we both sucked bad. So it's fun to learn with somebody that is as bad as you.
Were you bad too, Amy?
Same, yeah.
We were good
I think it
some
was
days.
a youth group trip, and we were doing a snow day to Dodge Ridge, and I was like, yeah, I'll try this out. My parents never took me either, so it was my first time, and strapped on the snowboard, and it was
got
terrible.
Rolled down the hill.
Terrible, you know, falling on your butt, you're sore.
So sore the next day.
You know, then we were pros, and like I feel bad now, but we'd like hit the bunny slopes just to like
make fun of people.
make fun of people that were falling. We'd like fly down the bunny hill, and we're like, yeah, like.
You guys are dorks.
And
It was fun.
we would go up together in Amy's Tahoe, her 2-door Tahoe.
Oh yeah.
And there was that one day. This is like cell phones were just like brand new, and you had like a flip phone from your parents, and that's all we had.
Or a pager.
One pixel.
I had a pager. I didn't have a phone. I had a pager.
Me too. Yeah.
And first run of the day, we went up to the top, and they had a snow park, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like with the
Little
half
board
pipe
park,
and
half pipe, a few jumps.
like we were good enough to go down that.
Really?
Yeah. We were kind of legit that year.
Yeah, we'd like find logs like buried, and we'd like grind. Like we were
Really?
getting it. We were
Stuff.
getting it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Till
You
the
guys
day, till the day that I thought that I could hit a jump that was just not.
Big one.
It didn't look so big. Those
turkey wings or something, whatever
What?
he called it. She hit it and her arms are just going like this, and her butt's the only thing she landed on.
Yeah. I thought it was like a, small little bitty jump, and full force took it and got to the end
Just
and
gonna send
realized it was a big drop.
Really?
And I was nothing I can do.
So
I flapped like a bird and prayed, hoped I would land on my board, and I landed right on my butt.
Did you? I forget.
And I tried to get up,
Yeah.
and I just laid back down, and I knew it was not good.
And I was like, "Oh, it's our first run of the day.
Yeah,
we
it
just
was
paid
like
for our tickets."
It was our first run. We were there for 10 minutes.
Did the ski patrol have to come get
Oh
you?
yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they put me in
yeah.
the toboggan, neck braced, strapped me in, pulled me behind the snowmobile. It was terrible.
Put her in an ambulance and took her
my.
to Sonora
Went to the
for an X-ray on her ass.
So
Yeah.
did you have to call her parents?
I did, and I had to drive her car down.
Was Jeremy Camp with us and
yeah,
Heather?
Jeremy and Heather, but I don't feel like they came to the hospital. I think that I had to do on my own, and I had to do all this on my own. Like, I didn't even want to do this all on my own as a mom. I didn't want to do
How
all this
old are
on
we?
my own.
18.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I found her somehow in Sonora in the hospital because I was
Worst
behind the
hospital
ambulance.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Oh, I had to get a catheter. It was terrible. Like, because they wouldn't let me move because they didn't know if I'd broke my pelvis or if I was, what was going on.
Don't you think a catheter is a little bit too much though?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
You probably had to pee.
Well, so bad. And so it was, I'm like, just a bedpan. She's like, well, we can't do the bedpan because we don't know if your tailbone is, broken or your pelvis, whatever. She's like, we have to do the catheter. So, never had one of those before. And so it was not fun. And so she puts it in, leaves the room. I'm in here by myself. I'm like, dude, what? So, you can't feel when you're going, when you got a catheter and you just don't feel anything. And all
it's
of a sudden
actually kind of amazing when you're pregnant though, when they've done it. Cause it's like, that's the first time in 9 months you don't have to pee.
Right.
Doesn't it hurt though?
Oh, it hurts when they put it in.
When you're pregnant. I mean, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's the least of your
Right.
worries.
Sure.
Yeah. So she leaves the room, and all of a sudden, I just feel my butt getting wet and wet. I'm like,
She put it in wrong?
no. She comes in, and I'm like, I'm not sure this is working right because I feel like wet. And she lifts up the sheet. She goes, oh, sure enough. She goes, you really had to go. Just pushed it right out. Had to go pee so bad. So yeah, wet.
Oh my.
It was
And
terrible.
I had to call her parents who were up in Murphy. So they had spotty coverage, and I was like, had to leave a message and try to say without freaking them out.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, and my
Amy's
parents are.
okay, but she had an accident. Like,
She's in
I mean,
good
Amy's
hands.
daddy's girl, you know,
yeah.
it's like, so we're going to the hospital. She went in the ambulance, like all those things you don't want to hear
So they drop
on a
what they're
message.
doing.
No, we drove home.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. They gave Amy a donut and sent her on her way, and I drove her home.
Took the X-rays. He said nothing's broken, you're good. Pulled me out in a
Big-
wheelchair.
big
Said
bruise on her
get a
butt."
donut. You just got a really bad bruised tailbone. And I'm telling you, it was hard to sit on my butt for a long time.
Was it black and blue?
Oh yeah,
Oh my.
that was my
goodness.
Pizza Plus days. So like on my break, I had to like sit on my donut while I ate my lunch. It was terrible. I think
so
Just
I
for
even had
some-
to bring it to school.
Just for some fresh pow pow.
Right?
It wasn't
Pow
fresh
Pow.
that
No,
day.
it was icy as can be. It was. I would have loved some fresh Pow Pow that day. That would have been great.
We were like out there in our Abercrombie shirts. Like,
Oh yeah.
we were kind of cool.
We were really cool. We
Any-
weren't kind of. We
Hollister
were really
wasn't
cool.
even a thing yet.
Any Roxy gear?
My jacket was,
Yeah.
and I still have it, by the way.
Oh, sick. Was it like turquoise?
It was white and navy blue.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. Still have it. I think I actually made Katie wear it last time we went.
So did you have all the up to latest, greatest, coolest looking?
Okay, so
trendy-
we didn't wear helmets in that day,
No.
like in the back then,
They weren't really a thing except if you were like pro.
or a nerd.
Well, if you're doing some grinding, you probably should have wore a helmet.
No,
Yeah, but
like it
that
wasn't a
was-
thing.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
It was
Wasn't
20
really a
years ago.
thing. 21 years ago, really.
You guys are old.
I know. Well, so I tried, and like last year was the first time I've been back since like having kids, and I was like, can I do this? So we did a mom's ski day, and I got out there, and I was
wanted
like,
to go to that. I missed it.
A mom's ski day.
Yeah.
And I did not biff it. I did it. It's like, riding
riding
a
a
bike.
bike,
It
right.
was. It was fun. I even did a little jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, good. So then this year I brought the kids, and they went once, and they were terrible. I shouldn't even have bought a ticket for myself, because I was walking Johnny up to the rope tow, putting him on with his feet in his bindings so he could pull himself up, then walking, until he fell off the rope tow to pick him back up, put him on it until he rode it like another 20 feet. I was up and down that hill so many times. Is it exhausting?
Oh, I bet.
Like being in the snow. So it wasn't that much fun with all the kids, but last time we went, it was hard as ice, and out the gate, I'm lacing Johnny up, and Ricky and Katie took off together, and I looked down, their helmets are there, and they had taken off, and Ricky biffed it like first run of the day. Same thing. That's like the worst run of the day to get hurt.
First round.
Didn't have his helmet on, and he went down and smacked his head and knocked himself out.
Ugh.
And so Katie had to go over and take care of him. So I'm up on the lift with Johnny. I'd finally kind of caught up, and I see Katie's board just going down the hill, and I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, no.
This board I bought Katie from Goodwill for $40. I was so proud of it because it was a brand new board, bindings and everything. Like something probably happened to it, but she had just taken it off. And so I'm worried about getting to her. I have no idea that Ricky's gone down, and I see him like boarding down. He didn't know what he was doing. He was like full on concussion. So Katie had to go meet him down the bottom.
Nobody
Rick
was with him?
doesn't do snow.
Okay.
So they made their way back up, and I texted Rick, and Johnny and I went up and down a couple more times on Clementine, just getting his bearings, and I finally heard that Ricky was hurt because Katie came back out. And so we went over, and we ended up taking him down and getting a CT scan, and he was fine, but he kind of threw up like too many times for comfort,
When you're throwing up, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Well, that's a concussion.
Like once I was like,
symptom.
well, it's a concussion, but it's like, they're just going to watch you and not do a whole lot, Sure. I don't want to race off and
Don't fall asleep.
go to the hospital during COVID.
Right.
But I had a good experience at Sonora. It was clean as a whistle. There was hardly anybody in there. And I would probably risk it to go all the way over there instead of going to an ER in Modesto.
Speaking of
Had
COVID, I don't know, when Jared was explaining his story, he probably didn't even think twice. He was just going to save someone's life, not even thinking about COVID.
No.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm sure
you're
that
just
never crosses his mind.
I don't think so. Just,
There's no way.
no.
Because he deals with it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at some point, he's got to throw that out the window and just
Yep.
be like, okay, either I'm going to do my job or I'm not,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Well, to me, saving someone's life is worth,
Yeah.
just do it.
So it's a rough sport, but it is fun. But, everything has
I haven't
its
been on the
risks.
slopes in a long time.
I'm more
Board's dusty. Should probably just.
We should go.
Oh, man.
maybe go donate it to Goodwill.
We should
Right?
take Alan with us. That would be fun.
It would be pretty hilarious.
Did you guys take me one time?
No, we only took you to the rodeo.
Oh. Took me to the rodeo,
Me and
and
Carrie.
you guys took me to San Luis Obispo one time.
That's right.
Did we?
I peed in a
Oh, in a cup on the way
cup
there.
on the way. Yeah.
We've had
I drove
some
my
fun
Blazer.
memories, all of
Yep.
us together.
We did.
Good times.
We go
Good
way back
times.
to the summer school days.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Summer school.
Algebra,
You know,
geometry.
we wouldn't have had to
driver's
take
training.
summer school if we would have just done it right the first time.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta learn the hard way.
Yep.
And you guys went to a different school, so how else was I going to see you if I didn't meet you back there at summer
True.
school?
Hey guys, don't do good in math,
yeah.
and we'll meet up in summer school.
See you next summer, guys.
Hey, that
And it was all of us, the same group, every summer. And Johnny.
And Johnny, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So really quick, why do they call you pork chop?
It's not really nobody
'Cause-
really calls me pork chop. It just kind of stuck.
You've been called
I've been
pork chop.
called pork chop, right? So about same time, 18 years old, I was on the Jacktone overpass in my Blazer.
Which was pretty cool for a
It
girl.
was.
And
And
nice rig.
yeah, I'm at a standstill, and there's some construction workers, and they look over at me, and I'm just kind of playing it cool, looking forward, and they're like, "Hey, baby, yeah, you look like a nice looking pork chop." Pork chop, yeah, and I just,
I bet that
stayed with
kills
me.
with the ladies every time they say it.
Yes, never been called pork chop
So
before.
what were you
but
thinking? Like, let me give you my number.
Not really, no. They weren't. They were a lot older and
Experienced.
That's
Yeah.
like the day of the cat call, though. I don't know. Is there still a cat call out there that people do? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Maybe they're just not calling me anymore.
Hey, we still got it.
I don't know if I've ever. I don't think
Ever called it?
No
I've
one's
never
ever-
called anybody pork chop, but don't know if I've ever done it out loud. Maybe when I was 18 and dumb or
cruising
something.
McHenry. You might have done a few calls.
Sure, yeah, but that was probably like, when do people get licensed? Junior year?
17. Yeah.
I don't know if we really cruised McHenry that much either. Maybe a few times, but I was probably with you guys, so.
Well, you guys were dating at the time, so
Yeah.
you weren't
Allowed
Probably
to,
at the
you weren't allowed to
movies.
call at that
you
time.
weren't searching for
Hey, pork chop.
yeah, you weren't searching for pork chops.
No, but I don't think pork chop would be the word
Yeah.
to call somebody to get them to like you. Like, has it
No.
ever been successful? Has the cat call ever been successful?
I would die to know. Go back to that moment and just ask that guy. Does that work?
Has
for
that
you?
ever worked? Yeah.
How's it going with the old pork chop?
I was young. I didn't really know what to
Were
do.
you flattered?
No, I don't even know. I think I just drove off and was like, what just happened? That they really called me pork chop.
Speaking of pork chops, we just bought a couple of them. Fair
Nice.
time is upon us, and we have 2 new piggies to welcome to the family.
Oh, have you named the piggies yet?
I believe Katie's, okay, I can't remember. It's like something something Ronaldo Van Unen. Like and it's a girl,
I
but
love
it's a
that
boy
they-
name. She
the
had it all
last
picked
name
out.
is-
I'll have to ask her what it is. So we're 2 pigs heavy, and now as of today, we're 2 chickens short at the old urban farm.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, the fence is down,
Yep.
and Huey, the neighbor, has 2 little terrier dogs. And I've been trying to keep the chickens put away, but they do not like to be put away. They are free range. They love their freedom. And I was just busy doing stuff, and then I took off to go do some thrifting, forgot all about the chickens, left them out. Rick came home to a feather nightmare in the backyard. Like, it looked in certain areas like Angry Birds whenever the birds would hit and the feathers just exploded. There was like
I know exactly what you're
patches
talking
of
about.
them all over the yard. And so he calls me in a frantic, like, there's dead chickens everywhere and I can't find one of them, and da 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 da. And I was like, first I silenced him because I was paying at the thrift store, and this lady was giving me a really good deal, and I was like, I can't be interrupted right now, Rick. So he calls back again and again, and I'm like, what's up? And so I said, you need to talk to Huey because he has dogs and we have no fence between us. Obviously, this is what happened. Like, terriers are bred to like chase down small rodents and stuff,
Sure.
So he goes over to talk to him, and complete denial.
Oh.
Well, no, I just don't believe that could be my dogs.
Why would it not be his dogs though? There's no other fences
He never does
down.
anything wrong.
Oh.
So, in full, like Rick was like, okay, well, there's a dead chicken in your backyard. So I don't know who else is putting it there. And he's like, there's a lot of neighborhood cats around here.
Oh geez.
So by the time I got home, I was like kind of enraged because I just feel like it's like time to just take responsibility for something. Like, we're going to get over it. It's going to be fine. You were down a couple chickens. I liked Sunny. I liked Pepper Lulu, but they're gone
how do you
now.
come up
Whatever.
with these
Moving
names?
on. Well,
right.
the kids.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I come home and I start looking around, and at first I told Rick it's garbage day. Throw those chickens in the garbage so they just go. He was willing to green can them. I'm like, that doesn't happen for a few days. We're going to be smelling death. So
You didn't save the meat.
he had to pick. No, we didn't barbecue chicken tonight. he had to pick up the chickens. He's like, if you think picking up a chicken's foot alive is like gross, think about it dead. And so, I come home to the feather mess is still out there, and I'm starting to look around and like, it's rained. We don't have a dog anymore. There's dog paw prints. Like I put my CSI investigator glasses on. There's paw prints everywhere. They're the perfect size for little Scotty dogs.
Did you take photos?
No, I don't need to. But just take responsibility and apologize,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that has to happen.
Not blaming on the wild cats running around the neighborhood.
No.
That's
Like my
crazy.
cats don't bother the chickens. The chickens would probably hurt the cats. And then poor Karen, she's still around, but her tail feathers just got like plucked out. Like she only has like 2 long tail feathers.
Oh, jeez.
So she's a hot mess right now.
Uh-oh.
And everybody's just a little on edge in the backyard.
Yeah, believe it.
Well, we're going to take a break really quick. We'll come back to the chickens. We'll hear from some of our sponsors. YuSkool. Go to break.
You got some things to move. You call cow freight. Refrigerated or dry food. Cow freight. Pick up the dang old phone and call cow freight.
California Freight, a family-owned and operated business since 1989. Located right here in California's Central Valley. And just like our military, they're serving this country nationwide. Cal Freight takes pride in all their loads, coast to coast, no matter what you need delivered, whether it's food, beverage, dry goods, or anything in bulk. They're making sure that load's delivered on time. Let's face it, your customers are their customers too. So call Cal Freight, 209-599-5418. Hey, it never hurts to get an extra bid.
Call cow freight. Cow freight. You know I'm calling cow freight. Call cow freight.
This show is brought to you by Grossi Electric. Grossi Electric Inc. strives to provide customers with quality service for all electrical automation and design needs. The scope of their projects include, but are not limited to, irrigation, agricultural and food processing, packaging, solar energy, and everyday electrical solutions. With a wide range of customers throughout California, Grossi Electric is your go-to source for all your electrical and automation needs. Grossi Electric is located at 2020 Main Street in Escalon. Office hours are 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Give them a call at 209-821-6733.
At Grossi Electric, they strive to provide.
Hey everyone, we're here today to talk to you about Row Refrigeration. Row Refrigeration is a California licensed contractor specializing in commercial refrigeration. If you have a convenience store or manage a grocery store and you have walk-in coolers where guys reach in to, maybe grab a 6-pack of sodas or something, but then everything goes wrong and it breaks and nobody wants to come back into your store because your sodas are warm, well, Row Refrigeration would be perfect for you. Or maybe you have a business with ice machines or cold storage, even if you're in the ag industry or restaurant business. Row Refrigeration is your one call to fix all. So give John Rowe a call. Grab a pen, grab some paper. His phone number is 209-483-2814. I'm going to say that one more time. 209-483-2814. He's there for all your refrigeration needs. California license number 1056216.
Welcome back. Awful glad you could join me
I
today.
thought that was your voice.
No,
Is that like Barry White or something?
no, that was Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Awful
I
glad you
have
could join
a
me
Bob
today.
Ross chia pet.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
They're hard to maintain.
I've heard.
Welcome.
I actually have 2. We ended up with 2 this Christmas. So if you want one,
Nice.
I can hook you up.
Wrap it up.
And we gave one. Like, we received 2 and we gave one. That was the gift of the season.
I would accept it, but I have to come clean with you. I already have one.
Oh, well, then you don't need one.
I'm good.
Have you tried to grow?
No, I just like that orange porcelain thing.
They're so hard. You have to keep them moist.
Moist.
That's a
Moist.
weird word.
Moist chocolate.
A lot of people don't like that word.
Oh boy.
Doesn't bother me.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are in
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
and
The show's gonna be funny.
Hello. Did you say hello? Hello.
So good and tasty.
so we're gonna get back into the chickens, correct?
Yeah.
Can we get replacement chickens since the chickens?
Okay, so I was already kind of on the fence because they are messy and they're free range. I was already kind of like toying with the idea of rehoming the chickens.
Rehoming.
But
Is that
I mean,
a thing with chickens?
yeah, I mean, I have a few friends that have chickens. Linda has like 30 chickens, so what's 4 more? You know?
Oh, I know that rehoming chickens is a thing
I've
because
already
I
given
did
her
that.
2. Yeah, I've already given her 2.
Oh,
And then I gave the rooster Harold to Deanna.
Harry the rooster.
Uh-huh.
Harry,
Harold.
Harold the cock.
That was Karen's brother. So he's a good-looking
I'm thinking like, these are real people, these aren't real people. Just talking about roosters, that's right.
Hey, Karen has a Karen attitude, though. Like, when she walks around the yard, she definitely wants to speak to your manager. And I
okay.
think she has a lot of complaints after today's incident.
Where do we start?
First of all, there was
Mama.
2 dogs in my yard, and there shouldn't have been.
Mama Amelia, I need to talk to you about some things.
My tail feathers are gone.
Can't even shake my tail feather.
She has like 1 tail feather.
Oh, man.
So spring is coming, and that's usually when Tractor Supply puts a sign out by the road that says chicks are here.
Yep. And Huey offered to replace them, but I don't think I'll get any more. I think I'll just live it out with the 2 that we have. They're kind of messy and they're loud.
Are they loud layers?
Yes.
So my mom's are too.
Yeah.
Like,
And lately they've been loud because they've been like if one gets so when there were 4, if one gets like away from the herd, then they call for it or it calls for them and then they can't even find it.
What's a loud layer?
They just squawk a lot.
loud.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to make the noise.
Yeah.
Is
but
it
it
like
starts a little bit like
I
do it, Amy, do it.
No, it is. It's a.
They're so annoying.
I do know that, though, back to rehoming, I do know that that's a thing because I rehomed my rooster.
Yeah.
I gave for Richie Machado's birthday, I gave him a rooster. And that lasted for about 2 days until his wife said, no more rooster.
Mm-hmm.
So Tito, the rooster, magically showed up to my house one day.
Yeah.
And so my sister was coming to my house that weekend, and she has a lot of chickens and roosters. So she took that rooster back to her house. She's got them running all around. And the rooster pecked the neighbor's dog in the eye.
Oh.
$5,000 later, they had to have surgery on the eye.
No way.
They took the eyeball out, and so the eyeball shut.
That's a crazy story.
Do you ever see that meme or whatever? Like if you've never been chased by a rooster in your childhood, then you like what kind of childhood did
Right,
you
have
have?
you
Or
really
a
lived?
goose,
Or a duck.
duck.
They're
Yeah,
mean, all of them.
Very territorial.
I remember running back up to my grandma's house just crying, and
Same.
the roosters and the ducks would just chase me.
You kind of would rather have a dog chase. It's similar to that feeling, though.
Been there. I think I'd rather the chicken. Less damage.
Did you get bit by a dog?
I've been chased.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, Amy, I forgot to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yesterday was your birthday.
It was.
Did you get anything cool? Any new gadgets, new toys?
You know, the older you get, you just, I said no gifts. I got everything I
and
need.
Steve listened.
He's
He
like,
did?
okie dokie. No problem.
He did the flowers.
That's nice.
Yeah, flowers from him and the boys, and my mom got me some kitchen gadgets.
That's good.
Little springform pan, and
Gotta have the springform pan.
some
Yeah, you're definitely
some candles.
39.
Yeah,
39 years young.
You beat
Yeah.
us, both of us there.
just a little, just a
We're
tad.
a little behind you.
I'll be there in a couple months. But I saw that you had a really nice cake. Did your mom make that cake?
No, good old Save Mart.
Oh, that's a nice cake.
Yeah, their bakery, they step it up.
What flavor was it?
It was chocolate.
Ooh,
Yeah, chocolate.
that was a nice looking
With some
cake.
fruit on top.
So one thing I noticed was that's a darn good looking cake right there. I like
Yeah, it was
that.
tasty.
Did you make a wish whenever you blew your
No,
candles
I
out?
didn't. I feel like I'm never, like, oh, make a wish. I probably could tell you, I don't know if I can count on my hands how many times I've actually made a wish.
You gotta
Me,
seize
I'm
the
like,
moment.
whatever. I'm not sentimental.
I like,
Let me just eat the cake.
Close the eyes, blow them out, and you don't really do the wish.
I wish for a new dog.
I know. I was like, what are you going to wish for? World peace.
Yeah.
Wish my kids would go to sleep on time tonight. So you got really nothing. You told your husband nothing.
Yeah, I'm just not a gift, even Christmas. Like, okay, make your list.
Oh,
I can never think of anything.
My
I
list,
got a robe.
A robe's great. That's a great gift.
My list starts the day after Christmas. I start thinking about things, and I'm sending Amazon links for my wife, and then I have my own Christmas list.
Oh.
And so I'll
You mean
send
for
that
the next year or for the year of? Like you forgot what you wanted before Christmas and you didn't know what to tell her?
No.
No. So you're starting it for the next year?
Fresh. Got a whole year thinking about things and sending her links. And she's like, okay, what is this thing that you just said? It's a link. Don't you remember it for Christmas? That's like 6 months away. But
No, it's not. It's 324 days
Yeah.
Exactly.
till Christmas.
So Valentine's Day is coming up.
Man,
Dreaded Valentine's Day.
Do we exchange gifts on Valentine's Day?
Nope.
No, I think that Rick and I usually buy each other the same chocolate, which is Lindor truffles. I usually spring for the smaller bag. He goes for the big Costco size.
The big dog.
Or we go Ghirardelli. I mean, it's usually like the same thing we give each other, and then we buy a nice steak and make dinner at home. Wait, I'm not really into the going out for a romantic dinner, getting dressed up.
We're not either. We kind of nixed it a few years ago. We're like, why spend the money?
So
Have you
no-
ever gone out on Valentine's Day?
Oh, yeah.
Al?
Yeah, definitely.
You're the man?
Oh, Romeo himself, yeah. Don Juan.
All right, spell it out. What does it look like for you?
Oh, man, where did we go? Last year, we went somewhere, and I can't remember where we went, but we went on Valentine's Day, but we went like the early bird special, like
Nice.
4:30 type of thing, beat the crowd.
That's all I do these days.
Yeah, it's
I don't.
only way to do
I
it.
want to beat the crowd.
Same.
And I don't think I did anything super special.
Do you hold hands across the table on Valentine's Day?
I've never done that.
That
with
was
my
like
wife.
Rick's
My wife
dream.
is not a physical.
Me either.
PDA.
But you
PDA.
are, aren't you? Isn't that your
Sure, I mean, yeah. Anytime
Would
I can
you-
get it, you know.
thing? Would you sit on the same side of the table as her?
Nope.
I think that's weird.
No, we don't. She's definitely.
Do you like that, Amy?
No.
No.
But Steve has tried it a few times. I'm like, no.
Rick tries it because he knows it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like a little lull in our conversation. He'll just like look at me sideways, like how Rick does, and then he'll just put his hands out like this, and I'm just like, "You're really gonna make me deny you right here in front of this whole restaurant, aren't you?"
Yeah. Steve's a hand holder across the table too, and
Like, what do you
it's
do?
tough. It's tough for me.
What are you gonna
'cause-
do? You're gonna look longingly into each other's
Right?
eyes.
Do you tell them no?
No, I do it,
Oh,
and then slowly draw them back.
oh, my phone. Something just happened to my phone. No, I've tried. I mean, I would do it. Ashley will definitely not do it.
No.
She's not a hand holder. She's no PDA. Less is more for her. Like better. Just
So
stay away
is she
from me
like
type of
love
thing.
language, acts of service?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
And we figured that out the
Yeah,
other day.
it's kind of nice to know.
Found out If
So
I
you-
just work around the house, that's the way of me showing her that I love
You
her.
should
So
have made the lunches
Have
tonight,
you?
Al.
Oh yeah, you failed big time on that one.
When you go in from here, you need to make the lunches.
Yeah.
Although last night I did the dishes.
There you go.
That
That's
is it
huge.
right there.
Did
Huge.
the dishes. She's not into compliments, not so much, more of just doing stuff.
Yeah, Rick's is quality time. So all I have to do is clear my schedule and ride around in the truck with him.
Oh,
And I love him.
I would do that
So
in
easy.
a second.
I know. I'm like, hey, you could drive me around to the thrift stores.
Yeah.
Are you a middle seat sitter?
No,
Two-headed
I
monster?
don't think I ever was. Because when we were dating, he was driving the Blazer and there wasn't a middle seat.
Center console.
Yeah, I never did that.
Amy? Amy-licious Pork Chop?
You know, I think we did it a few times, but it was never my
Not your thing.
forte. No.
Now, if I had a bench seat, I would ask Ashley to do it, and I would be denied 100% of the time.
It's the most uncomfortable seat in the vehicle.
How cheesy, though, is it when you see somebody else doing it and they're
Is it?
bebopping down the
But
road?
is
you're
it
like,
even a thing?
I don't even know if it's a thing anymore.
oh,
I
it's
mean,
a
maybe with the
thing.
kids.
There's no lumbar support.
It's a thing.
No seat warmer.
Butt is like you're sitting on a bar the whole
Yeah.
time.
It's
Who
a
wants
thing.
to do that?
I remember a
Maybe like the
specific-
country bumpkins are still doing, like the country.
I specifically remember a couple that was probably our age. Go back. Where's my button? Go back. Nope. Go back 25 years ago. And this couple would come to church every single Sunday, and Mama by his side, sitting the two-headed monster, sitting bitch, right next to him, and they just
And they were an elderly couple.
happiest couple in the whole world. And they were our age. They're probably at 40 at that time.
Wow.
But
That's nice.
they were country bumpkins,
Yeah.
and they were constantly giving each other little kisses here and there.
Yeah.
Oh, PDA.
Yeah, little butt grabs.
Anybody else
Ooh.
PDA in this room?
PDA?
Do you know what that means?
Public display.
display of
affection.
affection.
I
I'm
don't.
not allowed to do that.
I'm not into it.
What for?
I'm definitely not allowed to do it.
You would totally
I would
though.
do it in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah. Making out at the restaurant. Although the other night we went to it was awkward. We went to Nino's, which is a little local country bar.
Yeah,
For
I've
some
been
of the
there
listeners.
with Ashley.
And there was a couple sitting at the bar, and it was almost like nobody inside the bar existed. And this is 4:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday, and they are just swapping spit, playing a little tonsil hockey.
Do you think they knew each other before that night? Or did they
it
just
looked like
meet
they
that
came
night?
There. I don't look like they came there together.
Because that would be kind of interesting if they just met that night.
So, of course, the guy I was with takes a whole video of it. And you could just sit there and take a video of it. And they probably made out for probably 5 minutes straight.
Oh my goodness.
It was a solid 5 minutes.
How
So
old
that's
were they?
I would say 30.
Wow.
Yeah. Right around 30.
Old enough to know better, but still too young to care.
Sometimes I think, though, that's a fair or something.
Oh,
Don't you
could
think
be.
that, like, meet at a remote place? Like, when you see two people making out on the side of the road
Or in a parking lot.
or in a parking lot,
Yeah.
that's definitely an affair, I think.
Yeah, it's
The
Definitely a-
recycling center
definitely a red
down in
flag.
town. I used to think I saw people down there. I was like, I'm just dropping my cardboard off, and this is quite the lunch date.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're in your 40s or 50s,
Yeah.
why
No,
would you be
you don't need
making
to
out
be-
with somebody in a
Yeah.
parking lot? If you're married to them, just make out with them at home.
right.
But they don't have a home that's safe that they can go swap
No, they
some
have two
spit.
homes.
Speaking of that, Amy, you wanted to talk about pajamas. How do we sleep? Pajamas or naked?
Oh.
I'm a pajama wearer.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
pajama
like
wearer.
the pajamas.
See, I'm not.
Give me
I
all
could-
the layers.
And I tried to talk my wife into joining me in my pajama wearing or non pajama wearing, and it is a Hard pass.
Yeah.
So-
Same here.
Do you think that you don't wear, your lack of wearing clothes is because of your Marine experience?
I could always toss it back to that, but it's just
Yeah.
Because
strictly
I feel like
comfort.
Rick tries to blame it on that. He likes to say that all your body heat, builds because you're not wearing clothes. Like your clothes, I don't know, whatever he says, but I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah. Steve says the
And I
same.
don't
He's
fall
actually
for it.
sent me emails. He's actually like researched it and sent me emails on why you should sleep nude. And it's not only just warmth. There's actually other
there's
health
really
reasons. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You let your skin breathe.
Yeah, and
It's good.
I'd have to
for
find
the-
it on my email. It'd probably take too long, but
That's funny.
I can't sleep in socks though.
no, I can
gotta-
go
I
to
could
bed with the
start with them, but I
socks.
kick 'em
Same
off.
start, but you got to get them off.
Do you take them off with your hands or your toes?
My toes.
Me too. I work them out with
Work
it
'em
out
out.
with my toes. It's-
This is a great conversation.
Yep.
Have you guys ever taken a nap in jeans and you wake up super uncomfortable because you're wearing Levi's in bed?
I wish I could take naps. You take naps?
If the opportunity presents itself,
Sounds
for
great.
sure.
So Steve's a napper. He comes home for lunch,
Uh-huh.
eats a sandwich, and takes a little cat nap for like 20 minutes. I'm like, man,
Rick does too.
I wish I could do that.
And that's usually about the time I'm ready to, like, he comes home and like, we watch a murder on on TV.
Oh, I love this that they do this now. This is
We
great.
either watch like a true crime, a murder, or like SVU or Chicago PD, like all the good, whatever they're called,
Yeah.
stories.
Unsolved mysteries.
It's like,
Those are
well,
good.
not those, but I like the ones that are really bad acting. And they're they're retelling a story of a murder. It's really made us calloused to actual like murders. But anyway, so we take in a murder, and then he usually starts to nod off halfway through, and he's holding the remote. And then I'm ready to get up and start doing stuff because stuff's got to get done. And he's like, he gets a little irritated. We're not going to sit here and watch this together. Pretty sure you're not watching anymore.
Catnapping. I do enjoy catnap. If I could do one every day, I would. I would recommend other people do it if they could.
Well, he says that his old business partner Marion taught him from a very young time. Ricky, you just got to get 15 minutes in at lunchtime, and you're good to go for the
Yep.
rest of the day.
That's what Steve says.
And that's like Marion's voice right there when I said Ricky's name. But yeah, he thinks the world of Marion, and so he took that one to heart.
Yeah, as he should.
Living it out.
As he should.
Yeah.
The 15-minute, if you can do it, set your alarm for 15 minutes and just close your eyes and get a good little 15-minute nap.
Yeah.
And so that's where I fell in love with natural sounds. Like the
So that
spa,
helps you fall
the spa
asleep.
sounds, like the or the waves. I love waves. Or like on a rainy day, play the raining or raining sound. Or
And
Ashley
that'll
thinks
just
it's pretty stupid.
knock
but
you out.
I like it. I mean, it's kind of my thing. But I feel like 100% when I wake up in 15 minutes.
But you don't
I
feel
wouldn't.
you don't
I
feel
would stay
tired.
there.
No, I don't
You
feel tired at all.
No, that's terrible.
In fact, before you guys came over, guess what I did?
Took a nap.
A little power nap.
Took a little 15-minute naparoo and back to 100%, 110%.
That's pretty good.
I'm envious.
I don't do the ocean waves. I listen, like if I wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep, and after I watch The Housewives, which don't lull you back to sleep because it's kind of an intense show.
Sure.
There's a lot of arguing going on.
Kind of like Cops.
It is.
Is Cop still
I have
on?
to kick on Harry Potter
Oh.
because they have like the soundtrack behind, like in the background, and that'll just like knock me out in 2 seconds.
Oh. So
It's weird. There you go.
So I've been looking at YouTube. They have dark screens with nature sounds. So like I couldn't find anywhere else. So they'll offer like 10 hours of nature sounds with dark screens. So it's just a black screen, but it has like
So it's not flashing all night while you're
nature,
sleeping.
like birds chirping and maybe some rain or maybe a campfire sound or the ocean in the background. So Ashley wakes up in the middle of the night and there's a full thunderstorm going on in our bedroom. And I played, and I left it on a little bit too loud, and it's kind of like summertime, and it's like. Ashley wakes up. What is that noise? I said, "What noise?" And I'm like, "Oh," I had to explain it to her. Like, we're like fully still in sleep mode. Like, I turned on a YouTube video. She's like, "A what?" A YouTube video of thunderstorms. Like, okay, what? Turn it off. But it actually sounded like a thunderstorm going off in our bedroom. It was a heavy monsoon rain.
That doesn't sound peaceful.
No, that one doesn't.
It's a white noise type of thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. My father-in-law sleeps with the box like that.
I'm thinking like Forrest Gump, the feather song, like like that would.
Oh, yes,
That would take you out.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a good like just that soft music,
Yeah.
like a pad music.
Or sometimes like the Discovery Channel. I'm kind of into The Curse of Oak Island. Have you guys watched that show?
No.
I got into it a little bit like a couple years ago.
It's like getting good because they're finding stuff now.
Really?
They're honing in on the
honey hole?
the money pit.
The money pit. I knew
Yeah.
there was a name for it, the honey hole.
But like that or Mike Rowe's voice, you know, like narrating stuff, that'll knock me out.
Mike Rowe has a really good podcast too.
Does
Have
he?
you listened to it? It's only like 5 minutes long, but it's like The Way I Knew It or something like that.
Those are good. His posts tend to get a little wordy for me, so I don't always read them all the way through.
Well, listening to his voice is
ADD.
relaxing.
It is. He has a very good
that.
voice. He used to be an opera singer.
Did he really?
Uh-huh. You don't know this?
No. I
Oh, he's a
don't
good
have
guy.
any micro research.
He's not spelled the same way as whenever I was a row, but still.
ROWE compared to ROE.
That's right.
So no relation.
No relation. I could claim him though. I'd be happy to claim him.
He probably claims you. Okay, so we'll move on from pajamas, naked. Obviously, you guys are fully clothed while you're sleeping.
Fully.
And currently, thank you.
Yep.
On the other hand, I'm a
nudist.
If I could, I would, but I do my some sort of gym shorts because now that I have kids, you know, if I wake up and
It's like weird.
dad's running around naked type of thing. I have a 10-year-old daughter, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I go down to as little as possible, which is just my shorts. But your husband
But you
does
don't
have
even
a point.
wear underwear.
I don't. That's the only reason
So
why I
you
own.
sleep in shorts or you sleep in underwear?
Well, if I have like gym shorts or I have boxer briefs.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
So either way, either one works.
We know a lot about you now, Al.
Some good, some bad. But your husband does have a point to go full circle. There is a lot of scientific research done in sleeping nude, and
It's true. Yeah.
keeps other bodies warm.
It does.
2 cold bodies will make 1 warm body together. If that makes any sense.
It does.
So if you're
Yeah.
ever taught like in the snow,
That's the theory. But, you know, I just.
skin to skin contact is key.
They do say if you ever are lost
With
or you
some
get into a
friction.
situation and it's cold environment, that you should strip down and spoon.
Yeah.
And that will.
But I'm sleeping
you
with
warm.
the heater on, so.
I'm always the big
We're
spoon. So that is my strategy though, to sleep naked with my wife. So that is my scientific research behind it. So I'll toss that to her.
Yeah,
so.
she's smarter than that, Al.
Yeah, I can't get that past her. So she doesn't really care about that. Moving on. So are you guys watching the Super Bowl this weekend? Super Bowl's happening this weekend.
I watch it for the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food, commercials.
I don't even care about the commercials anymore. They used to be good.
Have you guys watched any football this year?
Oh, like one game.
Yeah.
I had to ask who was going.
It's
I
kind of
had to
been a
Goog-
sore subject in my home
Yeah.
ever since they
Once
did
they went all political,
started kneeling. It
Lost
kind
it.
of we weren't watching it much.
I'm a big fan of like high school sports or the little ones. I'd rather watch like the spirit of the game rather than the actual like game where, you know,
Sure.
now they're making money.
I did not watch one quarter of football this year.
That is crazy for you because you're kind of a
Yes.
sports guy.
I loved sports. I was commissioner of 2 NFL fantasy football leagues. Mm-hmm. Not a big deal.
Do they give you like a badge or a trophy or something? A hat?
No, it's just the respect that I get from some of the other guys in our league.
Do you even know them? Or is this all online friends?
Is there all? No, I don't have too many.
Are they even like people that
I
you
don't
know?
have too many internet friends.
Okay.
But a lot of my friends, like Freddie's in there. Fred's a co-commish.
Yes, I know. I remember you guys used to do the draft.
Yeah, and it was a thing. It was an event. It was full on, getting prepared for it. You do your research, just like the naked sleeping thing.
What made you not watch it?
I watch sports because I don't want to get into politics. And then all of a sudden we're bringing politics into my favorite sport. And I'm thinking, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because now we're mixing it together. Like, we shouldn't be mixing it. Let's just play. I understand everybody has their opinions, which is fine. That's cool. But don't take it away from don't involve it in the game. You're taking away from the game. And the game is the game. So college football still has that feel, like old time football feel. But high school football is where it's at.
It is. That was the best times. And I think they're finally getting to play their first game coming up.
Really?
Are they getting it back on there, huh?
Well,
I
they
better
only get
warm
to
up my voice.
Yeah, they might ask you, but they only get to bring 2 spectators with them to the stands or something like that. So
They might ask me.
I don't know.
Mama
I
Amelia,
mean,
I am the voice of the Knights for the last 6 years.
Uh-oh.
Touchdown, Knights!
you do a good job. I enjoy listening to your voice across the stadium.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so it should be this. They should tell you if you're going to do it. You might want to clear your
Is
schedule.
it coming up soon?
Like next week.
Oh, I think you've been replaced.
If they're gonna go all out, or if it's gonna be more scrimmage, like maybe they won't need you.
But they're going to need music.
I know.
I'm the music guy.
They need to get the feel back out there.
They
You know.
do.
Maybe they're just going to test the waters.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
He's got his playlist. He's gonna be
Lightning
polishing up that
thunder.
playlist, get the little dust off of it.
I am. And I have a whole new playlist that I started all year long. I've been doing research, watching highlight videos on YouTube, taking bits and pieces of those songs and ready for first downs and touchdowns, and
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock. But I can't do it by myself, and I need Freddie
Brad.
Bono. I need Brad. I need the whole gang.
Who's the rest of it?
Travis Zeidevart would help me for a while, but Ken Zeidevart,
I love the side of arts. They're the best.
the best people.
Best.
So the Zeidevarts would go up there, Freddie, Brad, and then my wife will come up and help me.
What are their roles?
Okay, so we have Vander Whitey's the clock guy, or Zeidevart will be the clock guy. Mm-hmm. Brad is usually the spotter with the...
Does he got his drone flying around?
No drones.
So is he telling you what number went down? So
No, that's
like
what... Sorry. So
sorry.
Fred is doing that. Sorry,
you
sorry.
do your
Sorry.
thing.
Fred's got binoculars. Fred is telling me, okay, that was number 51, just tackled number 17 on the 23-yard line or something like that.
Okay, that's
Brad's-
an important job.
This is,
We bring this deck,
Okay,
and we got the music set up, so you just press the button, and it plays the music. So that's a big deal. And so we all have a role, very pivotal role, and I'm putting it all together. They're tossing stuff at me. I'm putting it
it's
together.
intense.
Yes.
sounds magical.
Until Freddie slips and he stays a little bit too long in his dad's garage and he has too many White Claws
Uh-oh.
And doesn't show.
and might not show up.
Oh, no.
So then
Who's your backup?
Ashley, which is really
See,
good.
I would be like,
Yeah.
that little guy out there with his little thingy, he ran over there and knocked out the big
He got
guy.
tackled. Yeah.
I can't see that far away, so I wouldn't know
Here's-
what number happened.
I feel like Ashley's good at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're a power couple up
Yes.
there when it comes to that. You know?
That's
and
awesome.
I think they recognize that. and I think they reward us with nacho boats. So tri-tip sandwiches
that's a
and
good
nachos.
reward.
The Little Knights make some amazing
keep
nachos.
Keep them coming.
Super nachos.
The super nachos with tri-tip all over.
They
I've made
stepped
those
it
because
up.
I worked that. Oh, yes.
Last time I had a Ripon Christian nacho, there was nothing but
Well,
cheese and jalapenos.
The lady at the Little Knights figured out how fast you could cook some cheese by bringing an Instapot.
Oh,
Is that the thing that cooks things really fast?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have one, but I've
Under 5 minutes to get like what a crock pot would do in like 4 hours.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Genius.
That is genius.
It's genius.
super genius.
Like everyone needs to file this one away. You need nacho cheese done fast. Put it in your Instapot.
Instapot.
how long does it take normally? Is it
Like on a crock pot, it takes
Oh,
like
crock-
4
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And remember, like you're like trying to like wait for it and like heat it up really fast, and you're staring at it. I've worked a snack bar before. We started the Booster Club snack bar at Ripon High or at Ripon Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they first got football, we didn't have kids yet, and we were like in charge.
Did you stick with K Bueno cheese?
Of course.
Yeah.
And we
Staple.
used to get our burritos from Javi's in Modesto, and now
Oh.
they get them from because we were renting the field at Ripon or at Modesto Christian because
Oh.
they didn't have a football field yet.
Yep.
Wow.
So they would use Ripon High's field, and then they would use Modesto Christian's, and then we ran the snack bar.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
That's exciting.
Good
You
job.
don't want the people to go hungry,
You had a lot of
don't.
pressure.
Yeah.
and you don't
And-
want to waste the food.
No, so
You want to run out, but you don't want to run out too early.
right, and you can't recycle it.
No.
No.
So we did that one time where we cooked all the tri-tip, and for some reason there was one bag left over, and it got refrozen on accident, and then we recooked it. So we're in Tim's garage, and we're warming up some tri-tip, and all the quarterback club members are in there. We're eating away, and Matt is just over there devouring this tri-tip, and it's cut into like little pieces, and it's just like.
Snack bites.
One guy walks over after Matt devouring and I'm sure I had a couple
Somebody that
bites
has a
too.
discerning palate.
Somebody walks up and they're like,
This doesn't taste right.
there's a funny funk coming from the old tri-tip. You guys can't taste this? They're like, nope. Like, yeah, there's something going on here. So they start doing a little investigation. Like they look at the bag because they always date the bags. And hey, this was from like a month ago or something, and we refroze it. So
Oh, boy.
it can't be cooked, recooked type of thing. And it had a weird texture.
That's when
too.
the tummy just starts.
But
to
it
go
didn't stop anybody.
Well, we start thinking like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I
Yeah,
use
once
it.
you hear that, then
Sympathy.
the mind goes and the whole tummy starts to rumble,
Before
and
that,
things start happening.
Before that, I was thinking like, how could I eat this? Like I could put like this in a quesadilla.
It's
type
so
of thing.
delicious.
It's so good. Oh, you're right. It is kind of turned, huh? But it had, after I stepped back and I went into it, like it did have a funny like sour smell. Because then I smelled a fresh one, and then I smelled that one, and no bueno.
Did you end up getting sick?
No, I was fine.
Yeah.
But one of the perks at Ripon Christian is they bring up nachos and tri-tip sandwiches or the burritos, which are bomb.com.
Meat market burritos.
Just keep them coming.
They are meat markets the best.
Alan can't make the call on the field because his mouth is full of burritos and nachos.
Oh, they make this tri-tip sandwich.
Who's
and
the runner? Who brings the food up?
It's usually, let's see, who was it? Somebody's,
Probably a Haida or a Van Groningen. Those
Yeah.
boys were always hanging around up there.
no, I think it was Kristen Van Eldren, Brad's daughter.
Oh,
Okay.
Morgan or
They would go back and forth, and they like to.
Yeah.
They know there's some big boys up there that bring some good food for them. So they'd bring the condiments,
hungry.
and we'd. I'd like to put a lot of mayonnaise. On
I
my
bet
thing,
you
right?
do.
So I have a situation with the microphone and the mayonnaise, and trying to. If I'm hungry, I'm trying to eat.
They just
hold the
bring you a whole
microphone,
bottle? Or do they make you squeeze it out of each of those little packets?
Squeeze out little packets, which are fine because then I get to suck the out the rest of it.
Alan, my goodness. All I can
noise you just
all like as you're talking, I'm looking at you and all I see is like who's the guy that Dub
Chris Farley?
Bears? No. Dub Bears.
George.
Yes.
The guy from the Norm from Cheers. That guy?
Yep.
How many heart attacks is that?
This makes a baker's dozen.
Anyways, yeah. So I like the condiment packets because you can suck a little bit out of the end of it, and nobody really says anything. Or maybe they're thinking like, that dude just
The
sucked.
mayonnaise packet?
Yes.
Oh, Alan, come on.
He would
can
eat it by the
actually-
spoonful.
He did.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it many
I can
times.
actually hear you getting fatter. Which is probably why I have a little bit of a weight problem. I love condiments. I'm a condiment guy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good.
We are too, and my
They do-
refrigerator mysteriously is out of barbecue sauce right now.
Oh, no.
And I just made chicken sandwiches last night, and there was not a barbecue sauce in sight.
Sweet Baby Ray's or what?
Okay, so I found a couple packets from my Home Chef order hidden in the
Chicken
drawer.
sandwich.
Nice.
Last night, my Home Chef was supposed to be fried tilapia with cornmeal, but I subbed it out for chicken. So I fried it with like the Louisiana stuff. Like it's already all seasoned and stuff from Smart and Final. So like you just have to shake the
Shake and bake.
Yeah, shake
Shake
it.
and bake?
Well, I fried it though. 'Cause
Oh.
my kids are really into fried chicken right now. I've never done it, so I feel like I've been depriving them their whole life. But anyway, so we had chicken sandwiches last night.
Yummy.
With limited barbecue sauce, and we found one Chick-fil-A sauce in the drawer, and Katie snatched that up right
Treasure.
away.
It's a treasure.
It was.
Do
But we
you go-
always have barbecue sauce.
So you go on barbecue sauce, no honey mustard.
Oh, Rick will eat it with Ruffles.
Barbecue
Oh.
sauce
Yes.
with Ruffles.
It's so good. You should
Wow.
try it. It's
Never
actually,
tried that.
You need to try it because it's
I
actually
like it
pretty
with
good.
ketchup with Ruffles, only because it tastes like In-N-Out fries. Try it sometime. You
Ruffles
think-
and ketchup. I could say the Lay's. Back in school, when you have hot lunch, you do the Lay's with the dip it in the mustard and ketchup.
that
It was like a carnival.
See, it's like that kind of thing.
it works.
Yeah, it's good.
But I
Try
could
it.
the barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's with chips.
Or I'm honestly, Original Craft is my favorite. We are barbecue sauce connoisseurs. Like there are a few names that we like. Rendezvous, you can get it on Amazon.
Oh,
It's a good one to try.
have you ever tried the Five Monkeys?
Yeah,
I've never tried
we
it.
didn't go back for
Okay.
more.
Trader Joe's, their Kansas City barbecue.
Is that a good one?
So good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Talking deep in the
we like
barbecue
we like
sauce.
the sweeter ones too.
Yeah, it's-
yeah.
you should
But
try it.
honestly, I go back to Kraft every single time.
Kraft. Wow.
Have you ever made your own?
Yeah, but it was like the Carolina ones that are like the mustard and vinegar, and I just don't
So,
think I'm made
Are
for
you a
that.
Joanna Gaines fan?
Well, duh.
So she's got a good one in her cookbook. She's got a good one in her cookbook. I just made it the other day because I also was out of barbecue sauce, and it was a winner.
Yeah.
Really?
It was good.
You're a barbecue sauce fan?
Yeah,
Big time?
Yeah.
Good.
you know,
It's nice.
chicken.
Making
We all have something in common right now. We're bonding. I
Last
like that.
time we went
bonded.
through the Chicken Barn drive-through, Rick ordered a 5-piece chicken nugget and asked for 5 barbecue sauces.
One
I
for
was like,
each
I looked
one.
at him and I was like, you don't think those people in there are like, this guy, how much sauce does this guy need?
He's messing with us for sure.
No, he likes his. No,
So
he
one
loves
bite.
his-
How many bites are we talking about? 3 bites
Well,
on chicken nugget?
Have you been to Chicken Barn
No.
before?
No.
Okay, I am not a fan of Chicken Barn. Their nuggets though are like the size of like your fist.
Oh.
They're kind of big.
Wow.
So an actual.
And that one's out on McHenry in Modesto in McHenry Village. So anytime we're out and about, like that's the go-to choice, but I just choose not to. I feel like their oil is old and it's disgusting. And I one time ordered a bunch of meals that came with 1,000 sides, and then I got no drinks, no soft drinks. So I look at the lady, I'm like, you're telling me I had to, like, it was a whole thing. So Chicken Barn is on the blacklist for me.
So Karen,
But
I
it
mean
happens-
Emily, did you?
It was a Karen moment, and I gave her the look, and I was like, you're telling me I just ordered 5 meals and they don't come with a freaking drink?
Oh man.
This is a rainy day that I had already been to Rock and Jump,
Oh
and then
boy.
I might have rear-ended a car on my way through there because it's a
It was
nightmare
It
in
was not a good
McHenry
day.
Village.
Not a good day.
It's a nightmare. Have you ever driven through there?
Yep.
It's been a while.
There's some one-ways.
They really need to
there's-
reconfigure that.
Oh, it's terrible.
I've been. It's been a while. I went
Anyway.
to a Rock and Jump a couple years ago.
It's a nightmare.
Okay, back to chicken sandwiches. Have you guys had the Farmer Boys chicken sandwich?
Okay, I have a question before we even get into that. Farmer Boys or Farmer Brothers?
I don't know what it is.
I think it's brothers.
Farmer Boys.
Is it boys? Let's
I don't
Google
know.
it.
Well,
Google it.
Google
either
it.
way, I'm going to call it the opposite because it irritates my family. So
I thought it was Farmer
you
Boys.
said Farmer Boys.
But it might be Farmer Brothers.
I think it might be Farmer Brothers.
It could be.
But we talk about it every
it's
time.
Farmer Boys.
Okay, I'm going to call it Farmer Brothers then.
Consider it done. Okay, so Farmer Brothers.
Is this the logo?
That's Farmer
Farmer
Boys.
Boys.
Boys? Okay.
Farmer Boys.
Brothers.
Breakfast
So-
burgers and more.
Brothers it is.
So I go in there just for the old cash, like hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever. And I was also thinking maybe I could do a wrap, try to be a little healthy.
Wraps are good.
But then again, I like to dip it in a lot of condiments. So I'm just going to go with the burger. But then I see in the drive-thru there's 10 signs for this chicken sandwich. And there's no advertisements for any other sandwich but this chicken sandwich. I'm thinking they are really pushing this chicken sandwich hard. Either it's really good or they ordered too many.
Yeah. It could go both ways. Just don't know.
So, me being myself, I think, get up to it. And still thinking, though, I'm going to go with the burger. Then I pulled a wild card. I said, I'll do the classic chicken sandwich. just the way you make it. And then I'm thinking.
And extra mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Actually, you got to go extra mayonnaise. And they already put mayonnaise on it. So there was already plenty of mayonnaise on there with dill pickle slices, my favorite.
Dill pickle, best.
So rewind this, though, because I'm not a chicken sandwich guy. I've been through Chick-fil-A. I've seen the hype on the sandwiches. I've tasted it 3 times, which I think is sufficient to know if I'm going to like it or not. Don't like it. The only thing I like is the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is, to me, I feel like barbecue sauce and mayonnaise mixed together. But that's fine because I like that too.
No, it's not.
What is it?
It's like a mustard and mayonnaise mixed
Oh,
together.
sorry.
Oh,
A honey mustard and mayonnaise sauce.
Yeah. It's not
That's what it is.
red at all.
No, it's yellow. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, whatever. You're the expert. Go ahead.
So my palate is the expert.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just living in it.
Questioning all of your burrito updates at this point.
So I've had the Chick-fil-A sandwich, and I'm sure you guys have had it too, right?
Yes.
Once.
Was it as good as what you guys thought it was going to be?
It's not worth an hour in a drive-through line.
It was a disappointment.
Yeah. It's just
It's
not.
fine.
Yeah, it wasn't gross. It wasn't bad. But was I like, oh, it's the best? No.
To me, there's too much meat in
They're
too much
thick,
chicken
yeah.
meat.
A thick breast.
Yes.
I'd
and
go for a burger any day.
a good old-fashioned
No,
Whopper
you're not
would
getting
be.
it there. However, I do like the size of if we're going to go Chick-fil-A, and we're just going to go a little sidebar here, their chicken nugget size is way better than Chicken Barn nugget size, because Chicken Barn nugget is not a nugget. It's a chicken fist. And it's just too much chicken to be classified as a nugget.
Are we talking like actual fist size? Or
Like probably half.
tennis ball?
Like Amy's fist size.
Tennis ball?
That's
Your
not
a
fist
good
is
size.
like double hers.
Yeah, but that's a good sized chicken nugget. That's,
I don't think that's a nugget.
That's not a nugget.
that's
It's
like
not.
a breast.
It's a breast.
Chicken haka
Yeah.
It's a chunk of chicken.
fried in old oil.
Yeah. Who wants that? Nobody.
Well,
No bueno.
Chicken Barn made me
Ricky. But
And five
made me mad.
things of barbecue sauce with 5 nuggets. So, anyways, after I already have tried the whole Chick-fil-A chicken
Yeah.
sandwich hype,
There are people that are on board with that though.
it's fine. It's just
mean-
not for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to criticize them for that. They can
No,
do that.
they're
Same
fine.
time, I like Whoppers really. I like
I like a Whopper
that.
too.
Whopper is the way, it's just the flavor and texture. Anyways, I'm going off on the thing.
It's all the mayonnaise and
Still-
ketchup together.
Yes. It does have a good ratio.
It's a
it's
good
the
ratio.
condiments. Here we go back with the condiments.
So I'm in this line at Farmer Boys, and I still think that I'm going to get the burger.
Okay.
So I pull the wild card. I get the chicken sandwich, and I pull up into the parking lot.
Did you
and,
ever rethink, like while you were waiting, like, oh, should have got the burger? Were you solid in your
there
choice?
was more signs out the drive-through for this chicken sandwich. So I'm thinking it must be really good.
Okay, you were ready for it.
But just in case, I got a thing of honey mustard sauce, which is like 3 inches thick with a big cup of honey mustard. So
you don't have to order 5.
Yeah, the portion is good. So anyways, if it sucks, I'm going to douse it in this thing, and basically I'm just going to eat like a honey mustard sandwich. So first bite, delicious. The texture, the bun, the mayonnaise, the meat portion, perfect.
Oh,
in fact, I got one today.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you went back for more.
Wait, when was your first one? How long between trips?
Well, I've been there 4 times
in
2 weeks.
Wow. Okay. And this is
you
grilled
now know
or
where
this is
all the
fried?
locations
This is a
are.
fried
Fried.
sandwich.
To
Fried.
Farmer Brothers.
So no lettuce, no tomato, just chicken, mayonnaise, and pickle.
Yep.
and bread.
Does it need anything else?
No, you can.
But it's
You don't
good.
need anything.
But
You
it's
don't need
good
it.
as it is.
I thought it was good. The flavor was good by itself. It didn't need.
What kind of bun?
It's kind of the oily-ish bun on the top. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of
Yeah.
like the
Like
shiny,
a brioche? Oh, brioche.
like a shiny.
Yeah, that's
bun on
that's
top,
brioche.
Did it have like a little chew to it? Just soft and it just
was
Because
soft
the
and it
bun,
was good.
the bun is kind of a big deal. The bun.
To me, it is.
It all went together though so smoothly, where I don't even order the honey mustard anymore. And I've gotten it at 3 different places, so
And they're all consistent.
they're all consistent.
That's
Okay.
key. Okay, I have a question. Have you tried a Popeyes chicken sandwich?
No,
They were having like fights over getting these chicken sandwiches because the Popeyes, they were so popular, they were selling out.
Popeyes was.
Popeyes. It was a thing like 4 months ago.
Okay, where is there at Modesto?
They're popping up, actually. There's one in Merced, which we always used to hit that when we were coming home from sports. So, like, next to In-N-Out, there's a Popeyes. And the line wasn't as long as Popeyes, so we'd go there. But my family would take Popeyes over KFC these days.
Oh yeah, okay,
KFC's not really that great
No, it's not.
anymore. They've got some competition out there.
they do.
But they have one in Merced. They have one in Manteca, which that one was cash only, and that's always questionable.
Cash only. That's weird.
That's crazy.
And drive-through only. I don't know. It was weird. There's probably one in Modesto, but I don't know where it is.
I always see the commercials.
And there's
But
one at the Grapevine, like on the left side of the Grapevine, where there's some outlets now.
Oh, yeah.
Now that one, my in-laws, every time they go there, they get extra food.
Extra food.
Extra food. So if you're down there, you don't know what it's like a wild card, but they always like they've gone there like 3 times this summer and they got an extra sandwich or extra strips.
For themselves or like to give to you
The
guys?
people just give them to them.
they put it in the bag.
Yeah.
And pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were ordering extra food because it was so good. That
No, they were ordering a sandwich and some chicken strips, and their meal came with 2 sandwiches and whatever
Is it worth driving down there for it?
for some free
I'm thinking
chicken
about
sandwich.
it. Get a couple extra potato wedges or something.
Yeah.
It's worth the stop because they're on the non-busy side
Yeah.
of all of the right before you hit there's like the food hub, and if you want to sit in line at In-N-Out for an hour, you can.
I don't want to do that.
Or
Have
you
seen
can
the
go
lines
to
on it?
Popeyes
It's
and get
crazy.
extra food.
I'll do that.
Try it out next time you go
I'm
to.
going to do Popeyes next time.
Give it a try. Try their chicken sandwich.
Or Habit Burger. Have you guys tried Habit Burger?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Johnny's favorite.
Okay, it's good.
Yes.
It's like
Nice salad too.
it's just fresh and it's like a Snow White. It's like drive-through. It's a good old fashioned
I did enjoy
cheeseburger.
All right, so the best chicken sandwiches around.
it. Okay.
Let's say Popeyes,
Okay.
Farmer Brothers,
Yeah, Farmer Boys.
Our boys.
Chick-fil-A. They make a decent one. They're a little thick sometimes.
It's fine. It's good. Whatever.
The Habit. They have chicken option.
I don't
also.
know. I'm not a chicken lady. I'm not a chicken
When you
sandwich.
go there, you go for a burger.
I go for a burger.
They have a chicken option.
And
though.
honestly, Chick-fil-A, I've had it once, so I can't even.
What about the chicken hut or whatever you're
I
talking
will
about?
not put that on my list.
Not on there?
That's on my blacklist.
Oh.
So
Once you get on the blacklist, you don't
I've
really
never had
you don't
it.
really come off of it.
I've never had it, and it's not a fast food, but Roadhouse.
Oh, they're like Sweet Baby Ray's.
No, they have a
Nuggets?
chicken sandwich. And my dad used to get it, and Steve loves it. It's on ciabatta.
Okay, but is the
It's
chicken
grilled.
breast
Well,
thick?
I'd say
I have an issue with chicken sandwiches because they don't cut the meat up, and I don't want to just sit there and have a chicken breast in the middle.
I will
of
say one
a
time
bun.
he did have to send it back. It was still clucking. It was raw.
No.
Yeah.
You never want your chicken rare.
No.
That's one thing I always say. So I think a good way to look at it is if the chicken meat is more than half an inch thick, maybe.
Okay.
Or would you go more?
I go thinner, honestly, because I don't really want to take a big old bite. Like, oh, I forgot about McDonald's. Like their dollar menu, the McChicken.
That's not
a good
bad.
sandwich for
Yes.
the price. That's an
You
amazing
guys,
deal.
no,
That's not bad.
no, it's not even chicken.
It has mayonnaise and lettuce.
You're
on
thinking
it.
about the fish fillet.
No,
Or
that's
the
fish.
Or McRib.
It's McDonald's.
Oh, but
none
actually, I know something about the fish
meat
fillet.
is
It's not like real.
It's
not like fillets of fish. It's
yeah. I don't think
it's
they're
all the cheapest. Like the fish has already been
all
filleted,
compacted.
and no, they take all the extras off of the fish bones and put the meat together.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still good. I'll eat it.
No.
I know.
It
I love a
fills my
fish fillet.
stomach.
Extra tartar sauce.
If you can dip it in a condiment, I'm eating it.
Yeah.
And it's warm with a little bit of melted cheese on it.
You gotta up your standards.
No.
It's
Keep
not
them
good.
low, Al. You'll never be disappointed.
Well, when you're on a budget, like back in the day or whenever, you can do like $1.50 sandwich, or you can go get a $7 sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
They're both going to fill your belly at the same time. So,
But I've also had days where I've told my kids, guys, I am not spending $50 at McDonald's.
yeah,
You can order something from their dollar menu.
yes.
And then everybody's fine. They're still happy.
Well, you get the 40 nugget meal or whatever
Oh, yeah,
for
that's-
like $15, and
40 nuggets.
It's $5 for 20 some days. Those are good days.
although side story, one time before they made the 40 nugget meal, this guy that I was driving with, he comes back and Frosty was with me.
20 piece.
No, okay, yes,
do
you're
they
right.
really
You're
do?
right.
Do
You're
they
right.
really do 40 P's?
No, this is where I'm getting at with it.
Okay.
So he comes back and he goes, and it's me, Frosty, and this guy that went and ordered his name's Steven Martinez. Steve Martinez comes back and he goes, where he's telling us what he got. And he's like, man, that was like $70 for all three of us to eat there. Like, well, what'd you order? He's like, I got the 40-piece nugget meal. I got a number one. I got something else. And then Kyle looks at him and goes, whoa. You're blowing my mind. They have a 40 nugget meal? He's like, no, but I put two 20s together. Genius.
Yeah.
That's a lot of McDonald's. He couldn't have felt good after that.
We didn't feel good when we ordered it.
You just ate all of it too. Like,
There was a lot of eating going on.
Yeah. Did you
Where
guys
were you
ever
going?
do the whole
You were
how many
working?
cheeseburgers, how many McDonald's cheeseburgers you can eat?
Oh, they were 29
In one
cents at that time,
sitting.
right?
That was like a thing.
I think I did 8 one time.
Oh my goodness.
those
But-
are the days.
We were coming home from my brother's wedding from
Okay.
Murphy's, and we stopped at that McDonald's right there in
Right there, Angels Camp, right? Is it
Valley
there?
Springs
or Valley Springs?
something like that. Copperopolis, maybe. So we were there. We were not feeling 100%.
You know what? There's something to be said for a good Coke from McDonald's and a sausage McMuffin when you're hungover.
Oh yes. Now Cowboy Chris, did you say sausage egg McMuffin?
I don't do the egg, but the sausage is good enough.
Cowboy Chris has this, and maybe we've talked about it before on the podcast, but Cowboy Chris will go to McDonald's. He orders they were like $1 at the time, sausage McMuffins. So no egg, like you said, just sausage,
Yeah.
muffin,
And there's cheese on it.
cheese. He takes one of the patties off of it, puts it onto the other one, orders strawberry jelly,
Ooh.
puts this. No,
That's
you're gonna
crazy.
poo-poo it until you taste it.
Okay.
Get a side of strawberry jelly from them. Believe it or not, they give it to you. Put it on there, and it's a sweet, salty, delicious flavor.
Then you're just going to the McGriddles.
Yeah. I'm getting all excited.
I
again,
kind
like
of
did about that farmer
so
voice.
back in the day, I did kind of get stuck on those McGriddles, the whole pancake syrupy pockets.
That's very
with,
good.
with the egg and the. I kind of got addicted to those for a minute.
Well, when I used to be when we were in high school and McDonald's was on our side of the town, used to hit that thing all
Yep.
the time on the way to school.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
do you remember when they had the buy one get one Big Mac for free?
Yep. Heather
That
was.
was
oh,
the
man.
best.
Yeah, because you would just buddy up with your friend.
Yep.
Or what would you do, Al? Eat two of them.
But at that time, Burger King was right next door. If I'm not,
Yeah, there
if
was
I'm
a
not
or
mistaken.
Dairy Queen. Was there a Burger King?
It was a lot of things.
Was a Dairy Queen, and then it went to a Burger King.
It did go to Burger King.
And then they were competing. Remember,
Yeah.
buy one get one. So the
Yep.
Whopper was.
That place though, like it, no matter what was there, it never made it. My Garden Cafe is the longest running.
Their breakfast is good in this town, but they're doing drive-through right now.
My Garden?
Yeah, you can drive through.
Nice.
They opened it up.
They do have the drive-thrus.
How's
That
the
works.
grease factor?
I don't go there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't eat there either.
I don't eat.
But
If I'm gonna eat breakfast, I'm gonna make it myself.
me too.
Speaking of that, do you guys remember the McDonald's Big and Nasty? Speaking of McDonald's,
What's that?
the Big and Tasty. Remember they
Yes.
used to have the Big and Tasty?
I never
What
had
was
it.
that?
I
It was
rem-
like a Whopper, right?
I remember it.
Oh yes.
I never had it.
They were
Those
$1 for a while.
Do they even still do the McRib?
That's because
McRib came back. It's
Is
seasonal.
Is it good?
I've been eating.
I mean,
it.
ribs. Really, ribs.
Compressed ribs.
I know somebody who really loves it, and she used to work at McDonald's. And one time we were in the drive-through, and she noticed that the McRib was back, and she practically fell over herself ordering it.
Oh my goodness.
She was excited about like
She
my
was
farmer
like,
boy sandwich.
"Oh, McRib!"
No onions.
Okay,
The
I'm
McRib
down now.
is pretty good though.
I've never had it.
Do you remember the Salisbury steak sandwiches or the?
At McDonald's?
No. Remember at school lunches?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cafeteria
The
Salisbury
Salisbury
steak
steaks.
breakfast, or I mean the sandwich.
What school were you going to?
He went to Colony Oak for.
Well, yeah, okay.
Rapona and Colony Oak.
Yeah,
Had it
I do
Salis-
remember those.
The
And the square
cafeteria-
pieces of pizza.
We never had that.
Yes, the
Square.
square
else
pieces
did
of
they
We had
pizza.
sloppy joes. Sloppy joes. Sloppy joes.
The Rip and Christian had a really good sloppy Joe.
They did. It
They
was really
actually
good.
still closely guard the secret recipe.
Yeah, they should.
Unless you are on the lunch lady crew,
Oh.
you do not know that recipe.
So is that the school circle or it's separate? Your lunch
right
lady
now
or
they're
your
not serving hot lunches, so it's like you have your days. And I was a burrito babe, as we coined the term. So I just had to go pick up the burritos and serve them.
Yeah.
And somebody else made the sloppy joes because it's only one lunch a week that the kids get. So
Wednesday.
they get hot dogs,
Yep.
pizza,
Yep.
sloppy joes, and burritos. And then once in a while they get nuggets.
Oh, that was never a
That's like
thing.
if there's 5 weeks in the month.
Yeah, never had that.
So that's a special day.
So who holds this recipe in the circle? The school circle of
Who-
trust.
who-
You know what?
yeah.
Chrissy Sonky might.
Who's keeping it? The
She
key.
might.
Oh,
The keeper of the recipe.
The Dolly Sloggers loved it so much. One time at Family Fun, they were selling extra in like Ziploc baggies.
Ooh.
And I picked some up and just dropped it on their porch. And I was like,
who
it's
is
a little gift from me to you.
who is the recipe? Who made the recipe?
I have no idea. I didn't go.
It's got to be like a old
Some
lady
old
white
Dutch
straw.
lady.
Yeah,
Vander Vinder von der Voven.
yeah. It's got to be a V.
It's got to
My
be.
kids used to love them so much they'd order two on the.
Oh, they were the
on
best.
the,
You put the
sloppy
Lay's
Joe
in
day.
there and you smash it up.
They were good.
Give it a little crunch.
Yeah.
That was one of the
best.
big perks when I switched over to Rip and Christian. Was the Wednesday
This
hot
is
lunches.
so
Like,
worth it.
you guys been eating this for like 7 years now? And
Sloppy
sure.
Joes.
I'm sure you guys probably know this already. I know Emily probably knows this, but if I am just a regular guy before COVID, I could go and buy a Sloppy Joe. Just swing in and buy it from the school circle. Ashley
I
told me
don't know that.
I've
because
never heard that.
We
Ashley
have
told me
I'm
that.
only a burrito babe, so I don't know the Sloppy Joe situation. We only have a certain amount, but there tends to be roughly like 5 to 16 burritos left over after.
Do they
that.
still wrap the Sloppy Joes in the yellow?
Wax
Paper?
paper
Yeah,
stuff.
Well, yeah,
the
probably,
pockets.
but I'm not the Sloppy Joe lady.
Oh,
It's a burrito, babe.
sorry.
I chose to be a burrito
We're-
babe because
okay.
I was like, I don't want to be a Sloppy Joe.
Why not?
Lunch lady.
You didn't want to be the lunch lady?
No, thank
You
you.
didn't want to do that
Welcome
dance?
to Lunch
Sloppy
Lady
Joes,
Land.
sloppy Joes.
Jared's a powder pig. You're
I'm a burrito babe.
Love it. I want to be something.
I know. I can't wait to sign up for that stuff.
But what do you call yourself as an announcer?
That's right. The voice of the Knights.
Yeah.
You better hold that spot. You better figure out
I
what's
know,
going on.
I
Something's.
Maybe somebody else moved in and they were like,
Well,
we're
what
not
do you-
going to tell Alan.
How's
till
that
it's
going to
too
make
late.
you feel?
You're not going to sleep tonight.
Not-
Devastated.
not good.
Devastated.
Or you're going to text Fred right now.
100% devastated. I'm
Fred
pulling
might
my
not
kids out of
know.
Ripon Christian. That's for damn sure.
No.
We're going to Ripon High, where I'll be the voice of the Indians.
Oh, no.
And then when I get kicked out of there, I'm moving down the road.
Modesto Christian, they're taking people.
I'll be the voice of the Crusaders. Although
They're pretty
they have a
good.
pretty good announcer. He's pretty good. We went over there last year for a football game, and I think he kind of stole one of my moves.
Did you take notes? Oh, he's
He
stealing
was-
from
I think he
you?
was stealing
Oh,
one.
no.
And that's another Ripon Christian first down. And he did the same thing. And that's another Crusader first down. Like, hey, dude.
Stealing my lines.
That's my cadence.
Pretty sure I made that one up.
You know what though? You have to be like neutral, sort of, whenever you're announcing. Like, do you favor the home team or do you give?
I get super excited about the Knights, yeah.
But do you give the other team credit whenever they do well?
Sure.
Also,
Yeah.
Credit where credit is
because
due.
when we were in Patterson, the guy that was announcing was so one-sided. He couldn't even hide his.
It's really the worst.
I know. And it was a very close game and an exciting game, and we ended up winning. And he, like, as soon as we won, silence.
Yeah.
The end.
That's
Yeah.
And I was like, that's poor sportsmanship.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I do that. If I did that, my wife would tell me I did that.
Yeah.
And she's pretty honest, and constructive criticism is pretty thick. It's like one of her gifts. Telling me what
yeah. Wives, we tend to do that.
Well, I'm looking forward to a football season if you get to have one, and whatever that brings.
Are your boys both?
playing. Yeah.
It'll be a spring season instead of fall, but weird.
They are going to play. They were supposed to play flag football this year, and they couldn't play that. But this year, if they play the Knights, it works out to where they will be on the same team together,
Really?
Oh, that'll be nice.
which is
Nice for
crazy.
you.
Which
But
is,
nice for you.
Oh, Merle
Yes.
and Tice will be on the same team?
yes, and McKenna will be cheerleading. So
Look at
That'll
that.
be fun.
that means that
Amazing.
Coach Al doesn't have to.
Now, all you need is the announcing job and family affair.
exactly.
You're coaching or you're announcing?
So I was coaching McKenna's soccer team.
Oh, so
You were?
soccer's out.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that means that I don't have to do that if she cheerleads. So not that I don't like doing it, but soccer starts at 8 a.m., goes till, or whenever, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Football games start at like 1:30, and it's a all-day thing. So,
Yeah. So you get
I
the
would-
afternoon instead of the morning.
yep. So
I mean, it's still,
it's a good trade.
you're still there.
Still there, but at least I'm not doing soccer games before.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Tice was playing soccer too, I believe, and McKenna. So that's 2 hours in the morning right there. So,
Yeah.
anyways, you guys want to wrap it up? You guys want to
Yeah.
anything else we want to talk about?
No. I think we hit it all tonight.
All right. Any words of wisdom as we make our way out of here?
Fences make good neighbors.
Fences make good neighbors.
It's good stuff.
There's a reason why there's the fence.
This
Though.
ain't the Midwest.
Otherwise, your house would be a little bit further apart.
I need to add an extra foot or two.
Well, I hope you have lots of patience with Huey.
Oh, Huey. Well,
Huey.
this weekend we'll be telling.
Hey, Malicious, pork chop.
Ah. You know.
Any cat calls you want to do?
No.
Give us your best laying chicken.
That was a good imitation.
It was, yeah. Yeah. Be kind.
There you go.
Tell your family you love them. Just the good stuff, you know.
Yeah. So, Mama Amelia, pork chop, thank you for coming on the podcast.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
And to all the men and women serving this beautiful country, whether it's air, land, or sea, we salute you, including our hero, Jared Heinrich.
Hey.
The EMT firefighters, first responders, thank you for all you do. Everyone, have a nice long day and listen real good. YuSkool, out.